What if we juiced up the audio too much?
And it's just
And this is just an ASMR video.
It's all good.
They hear us blink our eyes. We're going to get the sound right one day.
Or they have the volume like on 1 in their car. It's just like boom, blasting through the fucking speakers.
Yeah, that could happen too.
Yeah. I think I like to put my cod past volume at my podcast volume at like 15 in my car. That's perfect in the Honda Civic.
15 of what?
30.
30.
40.
40.
40.
Okay.
40.
Okay.
So yeah, like not even halfway. But this last episode, I literally had it full fucking blast. And you were kind of too loud, but mine, I was like really struggling to get in there and hear it. And I thought the volumes were at least the same. I also noticed you were further from your mic and you still had better sound. So
what the hell?
You just have a better voice, I think.
Boom.
Yeah.
Shit travels.
You're powerful.
No.
But
no, I think it's probably something different.
Yeah. But we're nailing this problem. And the other one was I got some comments that it looked like a bad 70s like Japanese film where we were Kazira.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Could be happening right now.
Yeah. You'll never know. I think it makes it better.
Yeah. It does. Shit.
Especially if we did it intentionally. And like did certain edits to make it even worse. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that could easily be done.
Yeah.
Put a big delay on it.
But my thought was, and I told you Trey kind of echoed this, but I was just thinking, who's going to watch a podcast of like a 5-minute zoom of someone's elbow? Like I pictured like a news crew, like, Channel 3 News, and just the whole broadcast with zero irony, is just on one of their elbows throughout the entire broadcast. Or the weatherman, and it's just on his knee. So as you can see, yeah. I mean, who the fuck's going to watch that Weather Channel? I would watch it for entertainment, not for that's why they watch us, dude. Not to learn.
Oh, wow.
To be entertained. We just took it full circle there. That's what they say, dude. But yeah, with Trey, that was his...
Or the watching the video of the camera stuck on the weatherman's knee. You like watching it because you like watching shit. Like, you like, God. I wonder.
Yeah.
What if that sound's not coming through? I hope it comes through and they get to hear all of that. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Just wondering.
But yeah, the sound should be, and also we're going to try to withstand the blaring noise in our ears. At least this way, I can tell my proximity to the mic, and I'll want to move back to laugh, or else suffer the consequences. So I think it makes us more cognizant. If you're going to make loud noises, move away from the microphone.
Yeah. I think it makes sense.
What finish that story, dude. So you just witnessed fraud at the gas station, but you were talking about the way he dressed and his truck. Fuck. I forgot where you were in that.
I don't want him to ever listen.
Are you concerned about
That's what I was getting at.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he looked like the real deal kind of piece of shit.
Yeah.
Not what you imagine a thug to be, but like just, I don't know.
Like an actual. Yeah, you
No,
said.
no, I said thug like it's glamorous, but
Yeah, you said his postural muscles were a little weak.
yeah, he couldn't support
Or
the
he-
weight of his head or the.
That's the ultimate sign of laziness when you just.
He really made me think of like an old drunk.
Yeah.
Like he had dark, like wet, oily hair.
He might have been.
Yeah, he was wearing a tight tracksuit. I told you it was green.
Nice.
Yeah, his ass was hanging out, and
But
where,
you
where all are we going with it?
yeah, you're good, man. You said he spent like probably $60 at a gas station
Yeah,
on hot fries and little rolls of powdered donuts.
yeah, going ham.
Yeah, but he was acting quite suspicious, and he likely stole the credit card that he used.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he definitely did.
yeah,
He couldn't figure out how to run this card as credit. It kept showing, or it wouldn't give him the option to not type a PIN. And he was asking the lady working the register, like, how am I supposed to do this? I was like, I have to run it as credit. She was like, you can't just try?
Yeah.
Like, try debit? And I watched him hit the 1 4 times and say, I guess my wife changed the PIN. And then they ran it again and it worked out for him.
fucking lying. And I bet he was white.
He was white. He was, yeah. But he was, I don't know.
What a piece! I got chia seeds in my teeth, dude.
And he was driving a big ass white Dodge like cargo van.
Ooh.
Yeah. No windows.
Yeah, some shit goes on in that van, dude.
Yeah, that dude is definitely a professional piece of shit.
You've really
I'm
narrowed.
scared of what was back there, man. I kind of feel like I should have called somebody.
Yeah.
Really. Like, I don't care that you found a fucking debit card and it worked out for you for a day. I mean, whatever. Fuck you.
It makes me think of Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. You want to help me move this couch? And just fucking...
I've never watched that.
Yeah. Oh, my God, dude. Man, you got to get that one.
Jinx.
Yeah, this episode, they'll just hear us chewing and drinking coffee. That's incredible.
And hear how our tongues move when we talk. Mouth bubbles.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's good, man. So, yeah, you met a fun guy,
Oh, yeah.
and hopefully he's a new listener. Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout
And
out.
I didn't see any of the people in that van. I didn't see any people.
Yeah.
that
Dude,
doesn't mean they weren't there, though. This is what they're doing.
yeah. Well, what have you, let's analyze this guy. Do you think he was,
I think he was moving drugs for sure.
Probably.
Hopefully drugs.
you think he was a Republican? Dig deep, dude.
A Republican?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Or was he a Democrat?
I don't think he was either.
Oh, okay. He's apolitical.
He's a professional at what he was doing.
Oh, okay.
I don't think anybody is cool with
You don't
this
think
fella.
he participates in the voting process?
Yeah, probably.
This goes
He,
independent?
I don't know. Not independent. Who's I don't know which president's to blame.
Green Party, probably.
Yeah. those guys.
This guy voted for Kanye, is what you're telling me.
No. I just
Oh, man. Yeah. That was a pretty good one.
it was good.
That was a good one, man.
Now this dude, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I just don't think he lives in a world like we do. I think he's living another reality.
Well, we all are.
Like, fuck.
I think he could be our best friend, man.
He might be, unless he's hauling children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's what I'm most afraid of.
Yeah. Jeez. All right. Well, what do you know about logical fallacies?
Nothing.
You're going to learn. So, I guess my thought on logical fallacies is there's many of them. Like, we'll talk about a few of them here, but the cool thing about it is you can identify flaws in people's arguments and you can put a name to it. So you kind of, you get this sense when you're talking to people when their points start to fail or when they say something that just doesn't pass the sniff test. You're like, really? Is that how you feel? Typically, they're engaged in some type of logical fallacy. Some people do it without knowing. And it's so funny, man. I've even witnessed, I'm just licking the chia seeds right out of my teeth.
Good.
You can even hear really intelligent people. This is what's fascinating to me. I can hear smart people make good arguments about the things that they actually know about. And then make terrible arguments about things that that's not in their field of expertise. And to them, they feel like those arguments somehow hold the same power as their field of expertise. But man, it just it doesn't work like that. You can't just, because you're an intelligent person, you would expect them to have some consistency or humility to say. And I'll say this: some of them do. Some of them like couch everything they say about other topics in like, I'm not an expert in this, but this is what I think. That's one person. But yeah, I've heard really intelligent people make just bullshit arguments. People that know way more than me about, their field and are professionals. But I'm like, that's a bad fucking argument. But this is a really common one. This isn't really an argument. It's called an ad hominem fallacy, and this literally means, it's Latin for against the man. It's just insulting someone. So if you stop talking about the argument and start talking about flaws of the character of the person that you're talking to, you're no longer engaging in the argument. It gives examples on here. One of them is Crooked Hillary. But
Crooked Hillary?
Yeah, it's an ad hominem, It's just, here's some other ones. Defender of child rapist, corporate whore. God, these are all about Hillary. Every one of them. The devil, Mrs. Carpetbagger. This is fantastic. What? Yeah.
That's funny.
Chillery, Hitlery.
All true.
Oh my God. Yeah, I just realized every one of them, this anti-Hillary sentiments. But anyway, it's just you're dodging the argument and just making fun of someone else. Insulting their character. Another one, man, damn it. This is probably the most common one. A straw man. I've explained it to you. It is straw man versus steel man. Straw man fall down. Straw man is easy to defeat. But this is where you frame your opponent's argument in the worst possible way. And this is like, woke shit falls into this category.
Yeah.
So, you make a comment and I don't know, it's something that isn't in the wokosphere, something that steps outside of those boundaries, and then you're a racist. or you're a misogynist or whatever, or you say there's, two genders and then you're transphobic.
Yeah.
That's actually, this may be, it may straddle like ad hominem and straw man. But the straw man is when they actually, I guess, characterize the argument in a way that you would not agree with. Like where you're like, that is not what I fucking meant, or that's not what I said. The opposite of which is a steel man, where you try to repeat someone's views back to them in a way that they would agree with. Like, maybe you try to characterize it and make it sound even better than their original argument, if you can. Does that make sense?
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe not to me.
Well, no. It'd be like if I said, I don't know, what's a good example? God damn it, this is a controversial one. Let me back off that one. All Caucasians are apes.
Yeah. That's bad.
Well, no. But what if you said all African Americans are apes? Yeah,
right.
So that would be one where they say, the ad hominem would be, you're racist for saying that. The straw man would be, you think lesser of black people, you're calling them apes.
Right.
Well, we're all great apes.
Right.
Yeah,
and that
so-
was,
right.
that's the way I would think of it.
Correct. So the steel man would be, you're referring to any particular race as, at base, a human being, a Homo sapien, which is a member of the great ape family. Like, that's the way to steel man the argument. So I'm not intentionally misrepresenting your views.
Right.
I'm steel manning you. And then the straw man is just, it's easy, man. It's easy to make shitty arguments and throw up a headline calling some important person this or that, and you get fucking clicks for it. It's hard. It's also, you got to think about, it's basically a race to get information out, and it doesn't matter how shitty the information is.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have to be accurate.
Correct. So it's to be a any kind of journalist, quote unquote journalist, that wants us to keep working. You got to put out shit that gets hits, and a lot of time. And like I said, you got to put it out quickly. So if you put out an unpopular article so that people aren't clicking on it, and if it's not controversial for the wrong reasons, controversial meaning you're flipping the intent of what is actually true.
Right.
If it's not one of those two things, then you're not going to survive in the media landscape, basically.
Yeah.
The other side of that is if it is controversial, but it's, your view, and you publish a controversial article, you're likely to get attention for all the wrong reasons. And people will start ad hominem you. And what are you doing, dog?
Oh, no. What's wrong with me?
But, yeah, that's an example of a straw man versus steel man. What about a false dichotomy?
Sorry.
You're good, man. Do what you got to do. You've heard, I know you've heard this one. You may not recognize it, but a false dichotomy is a false choice between two options. So the most common one that I hear is there's two kinds of people in this world.
Yeah.
Rich people and poor people. I mean, it's just not, it's an oversimplification. That's why it's a fallacy. It's just not, it's not true.
Yeah.
It's got just an inkling of truth, maybe. But yeah, I remember one when I worked in the fitness industry. I heard someone make the argument, like, you can't be worried about, excessively cleaning everything, cleaning equipment constantly, and also, have good customer service and make the members happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a false dichotomy. That's not real. And I don't think that's an oversimplification of the argument. I think that was kind of the argument. But false dilemma. I'm sure you've heard of the slippery slope.
Sure.
Well, what do you think it means?
The slippery slope?
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you talking about? You're walking on a slippery slope?
No,
What's a slippery slope?
A logical fallacy, a slippery slope.
Man.
Like I'm talking to you and I make a slippery slope fallacy. God, I don't know. Oh, you're good, man.
You're just blowing my mind right now.
We're going to talk through
with
it.
all these words.
A good one is I don't know. I don't know if this is an actual fallacy, but think about genetic engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know if that's the correct application, but genetic engineering could lead to some great things, but also some pretty terrible shit. Like if we're able to edit the genome, which we are to a degree, we just don't quite know 100% what we're doing yet, but we're learning more and more every day. The slippery slope argument would be like genetic testing could lead to a class of superhumans and regular shitty people.
Yeah.
And that could be a problem. But I guess what's another good slippery slope fallacy? Oh my God, this thing really, it really breaks it down. How about we bypass that one? Circular reasoning.
Sorry.
You're good, dude.
I'm just fucking around.
Circular reasoning is, oh God damn it! This is everything's got to be political, but I guess I'm going there. Widespread voter fraud happened. I'm just laying this out there. These aren't my actual views, but for the sake of the pod.
Okay.
Widespread voter fraud happened. People think there was a widespread voter fraud. Therefore, we should investigate widespread voter fraud. It's like it's circular in that way. So you're saying like it's people in positions of power saying there was widespread voter fraud, although there's not a ton of evidence for that, I would say.
Yeah.
But so they say it, and then the public starts getting concerned about widespread voter fraud.
Right.
And then you start looking at Pew polls, and a majority of a certain political party thinks there was widespread voter fraud. And then the people at the top go, well, look at these polls. Look at all these people that think this. Well, why do they think it?
Yeah.
It's circular.
Because we don't stop with it.
Right. Well,
Is that what you're saying?
It's self-reinforcing.
Okay.
They spread the idea from the top to the masses, and then they say, well, look what the masses think. But
right.
to cut...
After they've given it to them?
Correct.
Yeah.
But to cut through that, and this is just the example that popped in my mind, damn, yeah, some people will be like, you wrong. But it's my podcast, so I can be wrong. Or maybe I'm not.
Who knows?
But yeah, it's like a self-reinforcing thing. Like you can't say because people think something when you're the one that planted the idea.
Right.
It's circular.
Man.
It's like a circle.
It's like God. They're playing God.
This is another one. Smoking pot is against the law because it's wrong. I know it's wrong because it's against the law.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And all this information comes from thebestschools.org. Man, they're great. Hasty generalization. Oh, well, this is just common. Like, this would be like me. Their example is, everyone mourned the loss of Harambe.
Harambe?
Do you remember Harambe?
No.
He was the ape at the zoo that grabbed the little 4-year-old.
That ran off with the kid?
And they shot him.
Yeah.
So if I said everyone mourned the loss of Harambe, that's a hasty generalization. It's not real. Everyone? Some people were probably like, hey, fuck that gorilla.
Yeah, for sure. They exist.
Yeah,
but
I was on the gorilla side in that one, for sure.
Yeah, I was too. But I didn't learn his name.
Harambe, dog.
That's cool.
I need to get a T-shirt that talks about Harambe. Red herring. It's a distraction. Red herring, I believe, is a type of fish. And I don't know why this started getting used to represent this. It literally says it. So the red herring refers to a kippered herring, which was reddish brown in color and quite pungent. Oh, and because of the aroma, it was so strong and detectable to dogs that it served as a good training device for testing how well a hunting dog could track a scent without getting distracted.
Cool.
But they're not. But dogs aren't generally used for hunting fish, so red herring is a distraction from what they're supposed to be doing, which is hunting a small woodland creature, a squirrel or whatever, fox, whatever the fuck people shoot.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. Here's an example. My wife wants to talk about cleaning out the garage, so I asked her what she wants to do with our patio furniture. Now she's shopping for new patio furniture and not asking me about the garage. Oh, my wife is talking about cleaning out the garage, so I asked her what she wants to do with patio furniture because it's just sitting in the garage taking up space. Well, that's not a red herring. I guess the first one is. Yeah, he was just distracting from his first point by talking about her doing online shopping for a patio. Anyway,
right.
We don't have to go through all these. God damn. But there's a lot of them.
That's a good one.
Yeah. You think we're actually educating people?
No. I mean, you're educating me.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one.
Just wish I wish I could remember all these.
Here's one that people do often. Argumentum ad verecundium. Appeal to authority. So what's it like? What do you think? What does Matt think about appeal to authority?
Appeal to authority?
In the form of an argument. What do you think people are trying to do? I don't know. They're trying to appeal to authority. You know, it'd be like saying because Bill Nye says climate science is sound, therefore you should believe climate science. I think Bill Nye is a trustworthy dude, but that's not why you should believe climate science.
Okay.
It's appealing to someone that you hold at a high regard and you think it gives more weight to the argument.
Oh, okay.
So, because X said this.
Because God said?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the ultimate appeal to authority. Because God said. Clean your room. Because God said. You know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? I barely do.
No, you know what I mean. Yeah, you're just too podcast for this high, man. Gotcha.
Now they know.
Got it. No, they don't, dude. Because you've been podcasting.
Word.
Just fucking podcasting the shit out of it, man.
True.
Equivocation, ambiguity. So I see this a lot in writing. People will phrase things in a way to lead you one direction or the other. So it's just more like deception, basically. Appeal to pity.
Oh man,
How could you eat?
like those little dog commercials.
Oh, this is one. Yeah. How could you eat that innocent little pig?
Oh,
Just show you a
you
picture.
cut its head off first.
Yeah, of a pig playing in the mud, and yeah, that's appealing to pity. Like it's not an argument. It's just trying to appeal to your emotions. I want you to make sorry. I want you to feel sorry for this animal so that you don't actually eat it. But it's not a good argument.
No.
Bandwagon fallacy. Damn, this encompasses like
Everything right now.
yeah, world religion is probably a good bandwagon because my religion says it. That's what it is. Oh, this is also its examples include drink Gatorade because Shaq drinks Gatorade. That's a bandwagon fest. So hop on with us.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah. Shaq advertises everything, dude. Jesus. But those are 15.
He's the icy hot guy, isn't he?
He's everything, dude. I think didn't he? He's also been gay.
Oh, is it been?
He's
I think that's like, aren't they competitors? It's like he likes us both.
dude. This is no joke. I'm actually gonna look this up because it is it blows my mind. Oh, isn't it the General? Like the insurance? Yeah, Gold Bond.
Yeah, Gold Bond.
Holy fuck, Buick. He gets out of this.
Burek.
Yeah, he gets out of a tiny fucking car. Yeah. Holy shit, dude. They did a list in 2015, the top 50 Shaq endorsements. I'm not going through all those.
Sorry.
You're good, man. You're good.
Just deep yawn.
You're good, dude. So, you want to get into real shit, man? This is, well, we talked a bit about this earlier, but I just won't get super specific, I guess. But I might have said this briefly last episode, but, you know, take two people of the same age. And, you know, obviously they've had different life experiences. They have a different amount of knowledge, a different amount of skills. But I think about, you know, what makes a person resilient and what makes them, you know, more sensitive, more I guess less able to handle the whole of their responsibilities, or at least do it in a healthy way.
I guess being, I don't know, being like babied.
Yeah, well, that's
that
one reason, but the point of it is you take both of those people and you put them in the same role, and they're gonna perform differently.
Yeah.
And there's really like, you know, think of people like young people that we've listened to that are just fucking super geniuses already because of how they spend their time and how much they've actually learned up until that point. Same thing goes with like athleticism or anything else that someone is good with, that someone's good at. You can have natural ability in either, in intellect or in athleticism, but if you're just kind of a person that does things and gets by, you can make it to the same age as super successful people, but you're not nearly as capable as they are at doing certain things.
Yeah.
And yeah, the resiliency, man, older generations are more resilient on average because they had to deal with more real world shit. They had to, you know, take it back 80 years, maybe 90 now. Did we have fucking wash machines 90 years ago? I mean, people were
Surely
probably
not.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like things were harder.
Yeah.
You had to fucking till the land
Yeah.
to get your food, and you had to murder your own animals, and you had to be called to war. That was real shit, that people had to deal with. And then the women had to step up and run shit back home, and that's like the ads of the woman with the arm up pose, flexing her guns. They were back here running the fucking factories and stuff and raising children.
Shit.
So that was a pretty resilient group. But yeah, really, the better society gets, the worse the worse people get.
Yeah.
And you and I, we're really no different. I mean, I think both of us have unique skill sets, but we're still susceptible to that same, bad experiment. Like, life is easy to a point, quote unquote. We didn't have to worry about dying of malaria or getting fucking Ebola.
Oh, I know.
Getting eaten by a jaguar in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Shit that people probably still deal with in some places. But yeah, there's certain places where I can see that I'm not resilient to certain things, or I don't process it well or handle it well.
Yeah, me too. For sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, man.
But it gets hard, man. You keep gritting your teeth. You push through the warm sensation in your chest and your pounding heart and your sweating pits and whatever fucking aroma you're putting out into the world, and your stuttering sentences. It's and you just make it through the day. And that's not every day for me right now, but
Man.
it has been more than it probably needs to be. It's probably, there's a few things that will kill me early. It probably won't be my nutrition.
Yeah.
Or my exercise habits. It'll be my terrible sleep schedule, and then just whatever stress I keep balled up behind my sternum, and my body will just quit one day. But
So weird.
I know, man. It's weird to talk about real shit, but I can tell if I've had a panic attack. And I haven't been diagnosed. I'm not diagnosing myself, but something akin to that. At the end of the day, when I can smell my pits, it's not because I go without showering. It's like a stress sweat.
Yeah.
And I don't use deodorant with aluminum, but on days where I don't have stress sweat, I smell like just a normal human. It's crazy, man. It's wild to think about, but there's a part of me, I've taken on a lot of different responsibilities, and I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to gut it out. I'm going to keep developing better habits and, try to stay in the best mindset I can. But at the end of it, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do.
Hell yeah. You've earned it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess so. I don't know if I view it that way, but at that point, I'm just going to make the decision. I don't think it's anything that life owes me. It's just, I'll make the decision to change what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And by change what I'm doing, I mean probably stop doing traditional work and travel and figure out other ways to make money. Podcasting's one way.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. I think
One day.
Yeah.
One day.
Sure. We record our first ad today. Thanks, Anchor.
Yeah.
Download the Anchor app. But yeah, it'll be traveling around, meeting new people, meditating with strangers, just kind of living life, living life.
In a slow hill.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something appealing about that, man. I told you I'm going to get a Cybertruck and just live in it.
Yeah. Be a traveler.
Yeah.
Be a nomad.
Yeah. Put all my investments on the front end and just route out Tesla charging stations and buy the optional camper to have a kitchen in my truck. And slowly, dude, the cool thing about Elon and Tesla is there will be just constant innovation. So anything that comes out, like if I want to get it put on there, like an optional retractable solar panel roof.
Yeah.
Where I don't even have to go to a charging station. I can just park in the sun, live on the land.
For a few days while it charges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I can still buy.
I don't know how long it would take like that.
So it takes quite a while.
Oh.
Like, just being honest, the technology there it's based on, a lot of it is based on surface area of the solar panel.
Yeah.
So I'd have to have park in an area with, a good amount of space. And it would be something like if I'm doing small movements each day, it'd be fine. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm moving probably less than 50 miles,
right,
it'd be fine. But yeah, and I could stay there for 2 days. And within 2 days, I'm probably back to a full charge,
Yeah.
But if you let it run all the way down, you would have to stay there for quite a while unless you figure out where a charging station is nearby. But anyway, that's
it could be done.
Yeah, certainly an option. Just want to live life a little differently. And then if I'm smart and I save the money on everything but the Cybertruck, then yeah, I'll have income to do with it as I please. I'd love to have like $200K is a really good goal. Have $200K in the bank within the next 6 years. I think it's doable.
I know it is.
I just have to live,
especially for you.
Live kind of below my means, which it also means I don't know if I need to make a real estate purchase or just keep renting. I have to kind of weigh that out.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad idea to have a home base. Like, I wouldn't mind. Everything's digital now anyway. I can still have bills.
Yeah.
For, a house note.
What if you buy a house and then you pay for it for all those years? What if you just travel and never live in it? What about that?
Yeah, I mean,
you might get stuck. Get addicted to the road.
Yeah, I think if it's not a huge financial burden, I may still do it just to have a place to return. And family and friends are here. I mean, there's reasons to come back to the SIP, but
you're giving it up. You're gonna be a regular at Burning Man. You could live there. You could be one of the residents.
Oh, damn it, dude! I'm gonna become a fucking shaman probably.
Yeah.
Damn it, these chia seeds.
These veneers are just
they're killing me. Dude, that's a good one. I'd lead ayahuasca retreats.
Yeah. Cool. That would be cool.
And I can even do some wilderness medicine out in the world.
Where?
Yeah. I don't know. I'd probably get sued for something.
Yeah.
People like to sue.
You would. But you could just use your stage name.
Katrina?
Miss Cleo.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know.
Miss Cleo?
Call me now.
Yeah. Go to your happy place. No, I sound like fucking Dracula. One fish, two fish, red fish,
Blue fish.
you fish.
Oh, Miss Cleo. She was like a tarot card reader or something, wasn't she? Over the phone.
Yeah, she was popular.
She had commercials.
Wasn't there a version of her in like an Adam Sandler movie? I can't remember. Mr. Deeds?
He was kind of a version of her. Oh, was there one?
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe she was a housekeeper, or maybe I'm generalizing there. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's my best school teacher. I don't fucking know.
No, Adam Sandler was like the stoned dude banging on the drums in The Hot Chick.
Fuck, I don't think, dude. That
Stop a banging on those drums.
I imagine
There was a lady.
I imagine that's
And Adam Sandler.
an awful movie, but
He had dreads and shit.
I don't know. It would probably still be funny in parts.
It's a good movie.
That was a Rob Schneider.
Yes.
I never watched it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's a good movie.
Yeah, there's certain movies that I see come out. Like some of them I went to theaters to see, like
He Freaky Fridays with a little girl or something like that.
in the hot chick, yeah.
Yeah. It's funny as shit.
Yeah. I'm sure it is.
Yes.
But yeah, there's movies. You remember Epic Movie?
Yeah.
That's the only movie that I left the theater.
Yeah, that was terrible.
It was that fucking bad. It was a mixture of 300 and like the end of the world movies. I guess there was a lot of that going on at the time.
Scary Movie, like, made us think everything was going to be good like that.
And it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yeah. Dude, I got a couple things. One of them is no one's heard enough about this pandemic. So that's what I think we need to focus on for the next half hour here.
Okay.
I'm just curious. Should I explain first, like my perspective, or? Well,
yeah.
Okay.
Give me an idea of how to handle this.
So, dude, I'm going to start at the beginning.
Alrighty.
So, the origin of this thing, I guess there's two options, and then one option kind of has an A and a B. Or maybe you can call it three different options. But one option is it started in nature. Coronaviruses do live in nature. The closest strain we've found to this current strain, which now there's new strains popping up, they're not that much different than the original. It's just the type of virus. They're not like drastic mutations. But anyway, there's similar strains in pangolins, in the Wuhan pangolin, which is it's a crazy looking like armadillo looking thing. Look it up. It's actually adorable. It looks like a Pokemon. But yeah, it's native to that region. Also, there's a bat. Can't think of the bat's name, but it's also adorable, little pig-faced bat. There's strains of the coronavirus that live on both of those animals.
This could be a Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Look up the like Wuhan bat, and it's cute too. You like that word?
Cute?
It's cute.
Cute. Cute.
It's cute.
Super cute.
It's cute.
This is not adorable.
Oh yeah.
What I'm looking
Is
at.
it terrifying?
No.
I think it's adorable.
My bad.
Jesus Christ.
Trying to see it.
I've heard evolutionary biologists talk about whether or not the strain is different enough from the strain that's native to those little creatures to the strain that landed in the human population, whether or not the virus could have actually made that jump, like in one genetic change from that thing someone buying a dead one at a wet market and consuming it, to the strain that we find in humans. I've heard the argument that the change was too large for just one genetic jump.
Right. That makes sense.
It does, but that's an evolutionary biologist. I've also heard other virologists and others say, maybe it could. Like it's not like they're not sold that that's the case. One of them is Brett Weinstein. Yeah, super smart dude.
Yeah,
but there's that version, and I think it's plausible. I'm probably 60-40 natural now. I thought at one point I was kind of 50-50, but I think I do still lean, unless we have more evidence, which the Chinese government, they kind of allow us to see what they want us to see anyway. Yeah. So that's an issue. So we may not get all the evidence to truly make the decision, but obviously the other option is it came from the Wuhan Virology Institute of Virology, which is a real thing. And I actually did a presentation on this in the fall, in October, and looked it up. It's an awesome facility. It's like it's not just a little random lab. This is like a complex, dude. This looks like the fucking like Nissan plant. This thing it may not be that big, but it's nice. That they were studying this thing, and then options 2A and 2B accidentally got out. Someone was contaminated, went out into the world. The other option is it was intentional. It was the Chinese government, and they took this thing and somehow knew that their population was healthier on average and wasn't really going to affect it. And they're like, man, this is going to fuck up those fat fuckers in the West. Those fat old people in America are going to die, and then we can have global supremacy.
Yeah.
I'm very cynical about that view. I don't.
Yeah.
I do. I think option 2A is, I give that a good bit of credence. I've even heard Bill Nye talk to a guy. I could find this guy's name, but he's not dude on the couch. He's another professor, probably multiple doctorate degrees. And that I'm not appealing to his authority by saying that. This dude has done some pretty in-depth studies of, you could probably find the interview. Bill Nye interviews guy about Wuhan, or about, coronavirus origins, and you could probably find his credentials that way. But apparently he's done a bunch of broad analysis and different studies, and determined that it's very plausible. After I listened to that episode, I was like, that's when I thought I was 50-50, but I've heard other people that I respect say, nature's pretty good at this. And the other strains of the coronavirus, MERS, the Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome, and SARS, the South Asian Respiratory Syndrome, the first two iterations, they were natural. We don't have any reason to suspect that they came from that lab. Like, it's not even this is the third.
You say, what? What did you call SARS?
SARS, South Asian Respiratory Syndrome, or
South Asian.
Yeah,
that's what that stands for.
We can confirm it.
Sorry.
Did you?
I don't know the answer.
Oh, did you have another thought?
Called us. Yeah, I just never thought it was geographical.
Oh yeah, I totally made that up. Severe acute respiratory syndrome. MERS does stand for Middle Eastern. God damn it.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's funny. What does MERS stand for? Middle Eastern Respiratory. Middle East. Fuck you. Yeah. I'm kidding. Yeah, man. So anyway, but those are the first two. You knew they were, that was a thing, right? That was the first time we saw Asian people on the news wearing face masks. Yeah, like in the early 2000s. But I've said a lot to say.
That look has caught on.
Yeah, it has. But so there it is, and then it starts spreading in China. They kind of tamp down that information that they actually have a problem. It gets out to the rest of the world because it's a global community. People fucking travel. That's just what it is. And a lot of the early travel was not the issue. I've heard this talking point that, Trump did ABC, like he shut down travel from China. Mm-hmm. Sure. At that point, a lot of Chinese people had traveled to Europe, and there were a lot of flights from Europe, Europe was kind of the next hotspot. There were a lot of people that came in from Europe to New York, which is why New York was one of the early hotspots. Same for LA. Mm-hmm. So the argument, I guess shutting down travel from China might have helped us, but at that point it was too late.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that we would have had to become a bubble in order for as soon as we actually had knowledge of this virus, for us to shut everything down. I guess at that point they just we didn't take it serious at first, and it just it happened. The other thing is, I will let you get in here, Matt. I promise.
No,
these are just all. This is how I kind of walk through the process. Uh-huh. So coronavirus gets here, starts spreading pretty quickly. We went from 15 cases to, hundreds to thousands to, now we're here. Now we're probably about 600,000 cases, and likely more people have had it, and we just don't. It's not confirmed.
Yeah. But they did call every death that they possibly could fucking COVID related.
I'll say this, man, about that. I know at our hospital, and it may be. I made this point to Guy.
I don't know this to be I don't guess anybody has a real.
You don't know it for a fact. You just know it's true.
Truth. I don't know it's true.
But
I've heard it so many times. I do.
At our hospital,
I get it.
Where I twerked.
Yeah.
If they did not have a positive COVID test, but they had all the symptoms of COVID, we did not document that encounter as a coronavirus infection. We documented it as just like an upper respiratory infection.
Right.
So, but the difference is at a military hospital, there's potentially less incentive for billing. Everything is taken care of by TRICARE.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I've also heard credible sources say we've likely undercounted it. There's probably people that, although they may have had other issues going on, it still probably contributed to an early death at the minimum.
Yeah.
So between that faction and the faction that thinks we're undercounting, some of the undercounting shit is just, it was a talking point to make people less afraid of the virus. I think some of it, not all of it. There's probably legitimate human beings that had that view, and maybe they have evidence to back it up. I don't know what the evidence is, but I feel like between, take their view and take the people that say, no, actually we're overcounting, the deaths are probably in the ballpark. Just that's my opinion. There is an actual fact somewhere in there. You and I we don't have access to the information to know exactly what it is, but that's my view, that it's likely fairly accurate. But there was a lot of hysteria first. We didn't know what the fuck this thing was. We probably made some hasty decisions. How much it benefited us, how many more people would have gotten us. We still, if you say we've had about 600,000 deaths, there's still only been like 35 million cases reported. Mm-hmm. That's still about 10% of the country, man. That doesn't. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not a lot, relatively speaking. So 90% of the country has not encountered this virus, or at least it's not documented.
Right.
Likely more people have had it. Like estimates are maybe double that or more, double or triple that. If that's the case, then it makes the death rate look a little more, reasonable, if you can call it that. Because if you have more cases with the same amount of deaths, do the math.
Yeah, it's even less likely.
Right. If you had 600,000 cases and 600,000 deaths, that's one thing.
Right.
But if you have an estimate, rough estimate, maybe 90 million people or 100 million, maybe a third of the country has contracted this thing, then 600,000 deaths, do the math. It's still, we could crunch the numbers. I just know, because I know the death rate of the flu. It is still more deadly than the flu. And it is more contagious. And even the new strains are even more contagious. It doesn't mean they're any more deadly, but it does mean more people will get it. Statistically, more people will die if there's more strains. It's tough, man. I think, like, my neighbor's wife just died, and I started getting, I guess I won't get specific, but I got some mail that was for him, and I took it over and talked to him. But he's in bad shape. Like, I could just tell.
Yeah.
He's just a sad old dude.
She died of COVID, or? Oh.
Yeah, they both got it. They were both hospitalized. They hadn't been vaccinated yet. And yeah, she didn't make it, and he did. So I don't know, man. Yeah. I've heard like reports. My wedding photographer, who is not much older than us, is dead. I don't know if she had an underlying condition. She was a little overweight, but nothing. Who the fuck isn't? And if you're talking about America,
yeah.
I don't know. It affects people. I mean, it's I think it's for people to say it's not real or it's this or that, that it's all a fucking scheme. It's a plandemic. Have you heard that one?
Yeah, I've heard plandemic.
Yeah, there was a documentary about it. I saw a truck rolling down the road the other day, just a beat up piece of shit with a giant makeshift sign on the back that said, "It's not a pandemic, it's a plandemic." And I wanted to take a picture, but I was in traffic. I didn't want to die. But dude, that's the most cynical shit. I mean, their source of information, their perspective on this whole thing is probably watching one dude on the couch try to, tell him what's going on in the world, or watch one shitty documentary that's been wildly debunked.
Yeah. There's some good shitty documentaries out there, man.
They could convince you of some wild shit, man. There's one called, I think it's called "What the F Do We Know?" Have you heard of that? Where they essentially tricked a bunch of scientists to coming on, and then they would, take clips of what they said and support the thesis of the documentary, which the thesis was quantum mechanics somehow is involved in consciousness, which I guess literally it is, but they were making the argument that consciousness and everything is everything, and it was just a little woo woo. It wasn't really based in science. Like the scientists were. We could probably watch it. I'm sure it's interesting. I'm sure it's entertaining.
Yeah.
No matter how factual it is.
Well, they made it to the point, or one of the points in science where they're like, we don't know yet.
Yeah,
We're
sure.
not there yet. So it's easy to
I think there was
say,
also...
well, the rest is magic then.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I believe in magic.
I mean, it's... my view on it is it's interesting, but I just view it as that. It's hard for me to adopt it as my new, outlook on the world. And we talked about personal experience last time. Maybe if I had some awe-inspiring thing happen to me.
Yeah.
But religious people would make that same argument. If I got the spirit up in me,
Yeah.
then...
Well, maybe if you almost die, you can have one of those experiences people have.
Yeah.
And you can come back and be like, no, I can explain this away. Or not, I would trust you to go to the other side and back, and then let me know what's really going on over there. Like, this is what happened in my brain when that...
I'm going to hold off on my death for a little bit.
Maybe we can just...
What'd you want?
I don't know. Induce a near-death experience. How does that happen? How can you, like, very carefully, like, kill somebody and then bring them back?
Oh, there are ways.
Man, I would love to be able to do that.
I'm sure there's, like, some crazy neurotoxin or something that can just fucking put you out. And
like, I want to stop everything, the heart, too. Yeah.
You've heard of the cases where... The only thing about that is I don't think you would have the mental experience. Maybe, but I imagine it would be like going under anesthesia, just kind of falling asleep.
Yeah, I don't want to be sedated. I want to be dead. But for sure, bring me back.
There's a way, I forgot what it is. I think this has happened in the real world. I don't think I'm making it up. We could probably, if we had a Jamie, or you can look it up. But there's some sort of...
No Jamie.
How would you phrase it for Google? It'd be...
I'm going to induce...
drug to cheat death, or drug to fake being dead. That's what it is. Drug to fake being dead.
Okay.
And they take this drug, and literally their heart almost, goes to nothing. Like a beat a minute. Dunk. Just enough to shoot out a little blood. And you have to stay very cold. Like, the body has to be quite cold. And I think at colder temperatures, like, the body requires less calories. What you got?
I'm fake death pill, Metal Gear. I think that was a video game.
Oh man, I'm talking about reality.
I know.
Dog.
Faking your own death. Fake Xanax drug hits South Carolina streets.
All right. Well,
causes deaths.
Google doesn't know. Maybe DuckDuckGo. Maybe we need to get into that. But regardless, man, so I guess two things. One is, I don't know if we can, if you can go the other side without accidentally actually dying. But that'd be interesting. But it'd be
worth rolling the dice. Like, later in life, if I'm old, especially if my fears, like, come to fruition.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'll be the old man with Alzheimer's who doesn't know his own family.
Well, oh yeah.
I would hate to be, but I'm afraid. That's one of my biggest fears, man, lately.
We probably will. I mean...
Yeah, I can't imagine that. It's so unreal when you see that as a kid. It's like, that'll never be my reality.
Yeah.
Like, but to imagine actually forgetting, like, at least the versions of the people that you're supposed to be surrounded by. You know? It's weird.
No, I've had, family members that have gone through that, man. But
yeah, me too.
Play this game with me, dude.
Let's do it.
You are, I know you've heard this framing before, but you're atheist to other religions the same way I am, except for your own beliefs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What would convince you that Christianity is real?
What would?
Yeah.
That Christianity.
That's what I mean.
I would have to die and go there.
That's I mean, so
like go to and be greeted by all those Christian people.
It's improvable.
You don't know that when you're dead.
Sure, man. I'm talking about while we're alive.
Yeah, I don't know, because I wouldn't trust some dude who's like, dude, I'm Jesus.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like,
it's like there's a lot of guys with long hair and beard.
I told you earlier, like there are people waiting around to see the pards. The pards. Good God, man. To see the clouds. The pards cloud open. To see the clouds part open and Jesus comes storming down on a white horse. If I saw that, man, because of everyone's predilection for, the religious items that we already identify with, most people would see that and be like, that is fucking Jesus coming down to save us. What about someone who's never lived in a Christian context? Like, what would they think? Yeah, that kind of be my thought. I'd be like, there's no fucking way. Yeah, man, that is. Have I created kind of a box for my mind in that respect? Like, so there's not a lot of good arguments in reality that I think would win me over.
Oh yeah, I know.
You could make arguments about the utility of something, and maybe it is a good idea to be religious in certain ways. I mean, it really does. It probably reinforces your sense of self a little bit. You can identify with all the other people that are religious, so you have a better sense of community. Like, there are benefits to it.
Yeah, there are.
But when you lift the veil, so to speak, and you don't see the world that way anymore, man, it's hard to. You can't just drop the veil again. It's like the veil disappears.
Yeah.
Like the veil was there, and then you can't pull it back over your eyes. You could probably set up religious systems, like even if they're not 100% logical, religious systems that could benefit you, and you would know that it's not real, but it's beneficial. I don't know, man. It's really the personal experience thing. That is something that, I mean, we talked about it last episode. I think, you're the easiest person to fool.
Yeah.
Like,
yes, I am.
No, not you. You, generally speaking, like we said about fucking eyewitnesses in a testimony versus fucking DNA at a scene of a crime.
Yeah.
Which one speaks louder?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
I don't even know, man.
You really don't even know, man.
What a stupid game.
What a stupid game to play.
Stupid game to play. Yeah, that's a hard one, man. What could convince you of, like, what if you did, like, turn it back to me. What would it take for you to convince me of your personal beliefs? Like, show me the names of deceased people that you have no idea that exist.
Right.
It's interesting for sure. I don't know, man. Maybe we should fuck around one day. I would totally be willing to do that. What would make you believe in ghostesses?
Oh man. Who don't believe in ghostesses?
I don't know if I believe in ghostesses. I'm scared of ghostesses, whether they're fucking real or not.
They don't hang out while you jacking off. It's fine. They leave the room for that.
Oh, okay.
Just ask them.
All right.
For real though. I don't know how to convince somebody. Like, you got to scare the shit out of them. That's where you start.
Yeah, but I would go. See, a lot of it is it's a mindset thing, but it's the same for ghost or religion.
Yeah,
it is. When you go into a Pentecostal church or an apostolic church, you're in the fucking mindset. You about to get
you'll feel the energy in there.
Jesus
man.
all up in you.
Weird.
Yeah,
it's uncomfortable as shit.
yeah. It's
it rubbed my aura the wrong way.
Yeah, it's like when you and I go to a rock concert.
Yeah,
we just get the spirit of Satan all up in us. Yeah. It's funny. It's funny when people I guess an example of a straw man, or maybe an ad hominem would be like someone calling us a Satanist because we're
into the music.
Yeah, we're alternate. We're either religion adjacent or non.
Oh, okay.
Religion. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or into the music. Yeah, it's a bad argument.
Yeah.
That's an old person argument that dropped out of school in the third grade. There's a lot of those.
Dang,
I told you
that's a good point.
Yeah, the other generations, life was hard, dude.
Yeah,
you had to start working when you hit fucking puberty.
Yeah,
or prior
or before,
to. Yeah. You fucking paper boy when you're 7.
Yeah.
Or working in the factories. Yeah, that was labor laws were cool. They took children out of the factories.
But now we're all little bitches.
Yep.
I'm one of them.
Yeah. Well, we both are.
I don't want to do anything.
We're both a bitch in our own little way, man.
They gave us too much air conditioning.
Dude.
We take all the good shit for granted.
Yeah.
It's crazy how uncomfortable I would be without all the shit.
I'm about to have none of that really soon.
I'd be ready to.
I've done it before, so I kind of know what to expect as far as the environment, and I know how to prepare. But yeah, man, just I'll be in a role that's intense. I'll be a medical provider in a simulated. Well, it is an austere environment, but it's like a simulated war environment. And you hear mortars and shit at night, and it's,
fun.
I guess it's fun. You're not really going to die, but you're.
You hope not.
Yeah. So that happens. We won't get into details, but it. Sure, man. People can die in training, certainly. But the thing is, you are being judged very harshly by people that care a lot, and they care for the right reason. Because you could potentially be doing all the things you're doing in training in a real world scenario. And if you can't handle it in training or take it serious enough to handle it, how's it going to go over there? I don't know. Training serves a purpose. You have to train on anything. And I don't like that acting feeling.
I don't either.
Like practicing
Role playing?
CPR. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Let's do some CPR. But you have to take it serious because when you are the point of all of it is when you're in a stressed environment, what do you default to? Like what is your mental algorithm that you scroll down and start making decisions when you're dealing with patients that don't have any limbs? Like what are you going to do for them in that scenario? So. They make it pretty real. They'll probably have some pretty real dummies that squirt blood at you. I don't know. I mean, it depends. Maybe, maybe not. But it's, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll play the game. I know that it is a game. I hate even saying that. But I'll do it to the best of my ability. That's all I can do. Because I do care. I want to do well. That's probably another reason.
I feel like you will do well. Like, maybe. Maybe you'll relax into it. And
maybe.
I don't know.
I've been in.
You kick so much ass, dude. I just can't see it going any other way.
Well, I mean, through our communication, I guess it sounds that way, but I've been in scenarios where it has not gone great, and I know people that do things really, really well, and I'm not in that class yet, and it's not just, I don't think it's just my personal opinion. It's just they've been doing it longer, and they have the skills, and skills is power.
That's true.
And we all is God.
Thank goodness.
And we all grab life by the face fat. And don't be yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Don't ever be yourself.
Good job, man. Way to go.
It'll get hard eventually.
Man, I couldn't have done that. That memory, man. But
Well,
that could be something else too, though.
Speaking of memory, dude, I'll survive that. We're going to bank a bunch of episodes here in the next few weeks, so we don't have nothing to worry about. We will keep this train going. We'll have to do the same in the fall.
Yeah.
We'll navigate it, dude. We're keeping this thing going, and maybe I'm very open to guest host. Like I don't have to be on every episode. Hear our dumb friends for a change, or our family members. Just you and Joanna. Come on.
Yeah. It could happen.
Yeah. Whatever, man. Or you and Parker. Like bring on my siblings.
Oh wow. It's like, hey, we've never had a real conversation.
That'd be fun.
That'd be a way to kick it off.
It'd be excellent, man.
We've been around each other, but I've never been around him much. I've seen him like once as an adult.
Yeah.
I think twice, maybe.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. It's just I've never really had a conversation with him.
Well, yeah, dude. He's 20.
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically there.
And he's a golf prodigy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing in a couple hours.
Oh no! Is this one in the same place?
Yeah. Of course.
Really?
Of course it is.
Is it Meridian?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Different venue, different course, same city, same shitty.
God, it is a shitty city.
Shitty. Yeah. Anyway, no, I want to go.
I mean, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tired.
Yeah, take a nap. If I can get up early enough, I can sleep there and sleep back because I'll have a ride.
Oh,
I might make that
I would
choice.
try to do that.
Yeah, I might make that choice. That'd be smart.
Unless people want to talk to you.
They will. But it's all good. My sleep is a priority. I'll put on headphones.
What do y'all talk about on your podcast,
Yeah.
Kyle?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm sure they've heard bits of it by now. My family has.
Yeah.
I don't think they're getting through 3 hours.
Oh, no.
No fucking way. I think we've been cussing less on this episode. It's not intentional. It's just...
it's just the mood.
Yeah, I'm just not feeling super aggro.
Yeah.
Super aggressive.
I can get there quick if we need to.
All right.
Tetrodotoxin. Somebody asked a question. Can tetrodotoxin make it possible to fake your own death?
What does Google say?
It's one of those Quora questions.
Quora.
Well, it looks like somebody is watching too many crime shows.
God damn it. No, I've heard of it. Damn it. It's a thing, dude. I think it is.
In law-abiding citizen. The anti-hero.
Fuck. Yeah, all right.
It, at some point, paralyzes one of the bad guys with...
Oh, yeah. And then he, takes off all his limbs and his penis.
Hell yeah. Like a man.
And the dude, the thing is, he could feel it all.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's, you know what we said about revenge? The dude could do no different than murder his family, you know? But I guess in
Yeah.
that case, that dude could do no different but torture.
Hell yeah.
But he based his actions on, his justification was revenge. I know it's a fucking movie. It happens in real life, though.
I hope it could happen in mine if I ever needed it to.
Oh, man.
Dude, like to put yourself in a movie sort of scenario.
Oh.
Like your whole family's gone. Don't you want to blow somebody up?
Yeah, man.
If they're taken in that way. I mean, I'm not saying a car accident should drive you over the edge.
Yeah, I'm going to hang in there with you. So, yeah. So when you flip it and say, what if it's your people? Logically, the same rules should apply. Like if I feel this way about revenge, it shouldn't matter who it is. I know that, the tumor driving your bad behavior versus a batch of bad neurochemicals driving bad behavior, similar, different mechanism, same outcome.
Right.
It'd be fucking hard because you're dealing with it personally. The consequence there is you don't have your people anymore.
Yeah.
But making someone else suffer, like...
Who made them suffer?
Sure.
Like, that's how it's okay.
Well, you want them out of society so they can make no one else suffer. Yeah. Like the retribution thing with...
But taking them out yourself would just be rewarding on the inside.
The thing is, a lot of people would agree with like what you're saying.
Like there was a dude in Texas who was raping a little girl. She was 7, I think.
Yeah.
And another kid knew about it and ran and got her dad. Her dad went and beat this like 50-something-year-old dude to death who was raping that little girl. Like, that is the thing to do, I do believe.
The argument for that would be they can't do it anymore. I guess if your action is to eliminate them immediately, to me it's a better argument than a slow torture death.
Oh, well, yeah. I wouldn't torture somebody. I don't know what could push me to do that. It would feel like extermination,
Right. No, the eliminating the threat thing, but there's more than one way to do it. You could murder them in cold blood, or they could go in a prison cell forever.
That costs money.
Sure, but it's also, as fucked up as it sounds, and some people are, beyond repair, but what if it was a 16-year-old that murdered your family? Do you think it changes anything?
I'm sure at some point something would make a difference.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Depends on how soon after I get to see him.
Right. I mean, the consequences in reality are the same. You don't have a family anymore. Mm-hmm. But
I feel like I would probably still kill him. Or want to.
Yeah.
A 16-year-old.
If
you're old enough to kill everybody that I know.
I'm committed either way. If it's something that I haven't caught in the act, now it may be, I don't know, if I'm overcome with if it's my fucking neighbor and my kid comes over immediately and says, this just happened, and I go over there and beat the fucking door down, or maybe there's evidence on their body, something, and that'd be one thing. I'd probably go ahead and call the cops and man, it's hard to say what you would do.
In the Texas scenario?
Well, no.
Okay, something different.
Yeah, I'm saying, would I murder this person or just beat them senseless, shoot them? I don't know, man. I don't know. It'd feel really good to be like, you motherfucker, you.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. Certainly it's different when it happens to you, and I can't speak to my future self, but in this calm environment, just you and me, first of all, I view the 16-year-old or the 40-year-old I view them the same in one respect. Remove the threat from society, even if they're 16. If that's their outcome on the world, get them out of society. But with the 16-year-old opposed, really both of them have this opportunity. It's probably more likely to work on the 16-year-old because they're not fully developed. But can you actually repair that person? Maybe, like through rehabilitation. Like, especially, you know, think about the intent. What if the intent was money? What if it was a house, you know, they broke into the house sort of thing, and we're just looking for shit and then, you know, panicked and shot everyone. Mm-hmm. The intent matters, right? Because it tells you a lot about who that person is. If it was intentional, if they just saw him at the park and, you know, killed him at that point, I mean, that's another thing, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's tough to say, but I can't justify revenge from my view on free will. It's just they are a oh my God, my fucking vocabulary. They're a dysfunctioning robot, in my view.
Yeah.
They're being driven by underlying processes in the brain to perform terrible actions that have real consequences in the world, and it happens to affect you.
Yeah. So we should catch these people and figure out what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
And then learn to...
What about this?
Screen that out of the genome.
Well, what about these?
Okay.
That's one thing. Okay. The other thing is, what if we, you know, so you don't get to them in time. These people go to jail. The cops get there first, sort of thing. And in 10 years, we develop the cure for psychopathy. And we can put it in their water every day.
Yeah.
And they're no longer a psychopath or a murderer.
Yeah. That's just a new part of our water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in all the water systems.
Yeah, it's just a mineral.
Yeah. No one can be a psychopath anymore.
Yeah.
Do you withhold it from them?
No.
Right. Yeah. You can't. You'd be a monster at that point.
Yeah.
If you can, like, if you gave them this pill and they're like, you know, just beset with emotions and guilt, and they cannot believe what the fuck that they've done in the world, and they just
that'd be great.
Write you letters, and you know.
Right. So I'll interview them before I kill them. I'll be like, "How do you feel about what you did? If they're a better person, then they can continue to live a groovy prison life."
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It's tough, man. Well, we got on some cool stuff, but I had a mental placeholder for. I want to get back to the pandemic. We had gotten to. We were talking about deaths and whether over or under counted, and we said, some people say over, some people say under. Let's just say it is what it is. But they also estimate that a lot more people have had this thing. It makes the actual chance of dying, you know, even less than what we currently think it is. Still greater than the flu. Mm-hmm. What do you think about how, like, the argument is how you feel about our response to it as a society?
I don't know. I feel like we handled it in a weird ass way. I don't know.
Well, it was patchwork, right? It was state to state. Some states said, some states never really took it serious. Some states took it more serious, but then you look at the case numbers and like it's not that drastic, you know, not that drastic of a difference from states that probably had more protocols in place and shut down businesses for longer. The thing is, like, bottom line is any communicable disease spreads when you're around people. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know. What virus, how deadly does a virus have to be for us to feel differently about it? How many more people would have had to have died? And what if they were younger? I feel like that changes a lot.
Well, yeah, if it were a killer of everybody,
then society has to shut down, or society ends, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like if it's literally, really.
If you make it to 10%, that would change everything.
Yeah.
That would make people take it seriously.
Yeah.
But I think it would take that. And that's a lot. I know.
Some of the other coronavirus strains were 10% or higher, but it was much less contagious. And it was it was contained very early. It did. So the value that determines how contagious any virus, I guess, or bacteria is, especially viruses, that's where I know it. It's called R naught value. And the R naught of the seasonal flu is like 1 to 2. Mm-hmm. So for every one person that gets the flu, 1 to 2 others get it. So it's almost like a 1-for-1 swap. You give it to someone else. The original coronavirus strain, the R naught, was like around 3. Somewhere in that range, maybe 2 to 3. Mm-hmm. So a little more contagious than the flu. So every one person, you get 2 or 3 people that get it. Some of these new strains, the R naught's like 3 to 5. So they are more contagious. And even if it's not more deadly, when more people get it, more people will die as a consequence. The measles, the R naught value is 18. For every one person that gets it, 18 others will get it.
Jesus.
And the measles it's not super deadly, but it can be, and it does have long-term health consequences. And I think people just take any disease more serious if you have external features like that show up on the skin. Yeah. Or if you start bleeding from your eyes with Ebola, shit like that.
Something just happened? The air go off? Is that what that was?
Oh, I don't know, man. It was a ghost up in here. But to me, I mean, this virus really was pretty ingenious in a couple ways. It spread through respiratory droplets, and it's not the most communicable disease. The most communicable diseases are airborne. So the virus just kind of floats through the air. Mm-hmm. This one, the reason masks work to a degree, if it's the right mask and you wear it properly, it cuts down on large droplets. That's mainly how the virus travels. The virus is teeny tiny. Even in an N95 blocks 95% of virus particles under a certain amount of microns. So even an N95 doesn't block all coronavirus per se, but it definitely limits all the respiratory droplets that could get out, which is how the virus travels. It doesn't travel independently. It's not airborne. It's travels on respiratory droplets. Measles is airborne. That's a key distinction.
Cool.
It's ingenious. It'd be better. It'd be a better virus. It'd be deadlier if it was truly airborne.
Yeah.
Because then just everyone would have it.
Yeah.
If it had the current R naught value, well, actually no, the R naught would change. But just the disease as it currently is, make it airborne, and basically the world has it, and there's a lot more deaths. The other side of it is it's a respiratory disease and primarily affects your lungs, but can affect other parts of your body as well. it basically causes a lot of inflammation in different areas, including your lungs. You get a lot of fluid buildup. You go into respiratory distress syndrome and then respiratory failure, and you die on a ventilator. Like that's majority of the people that die from this thing. That's how they die. They drown in their own fluids, essentially. But you can develop myocarditis, which it's inflammation of the muscle of your heart. And you can see this by a test called troponins, which is a component within the myocardia of the heart, the muscle of the heart, which you can see in heart attacks. When the heart is stressed, you get this troponin value in the blood, but you can also get it with coronavirus. Like it's the same factor that would represent a heart attack, but we know, based off their EKG, they're not having a heart attack. They're having myocarditis. So that explains the troponin. And it can even affect the testicles of men. You can get orchitis. You can get inflammation in your testes, and there's even suspicion that it could affect fertility down the road. So there are certain long-term consequences of the coronavirus, although I know everyone's sick of hearing about it.
They're sterilizing us.
Yeah, it's all a plan. Yeah. It's all a plandemic. But
it'd be one way to cut back on all these people.
Sure. And in this case, like the correlation with being unhealthy or being overweight and the people that are actually hospitalized and the people that die, it's so strong. It's a majority. It's well over 90%. I may be underestimating. Like,
shit.
If you're a healthy person, unless there's some weird thing about your immune system that you're not privy to, you're likely not going to die from this thing. You're not even going to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
You're going to lose your smell and taste. You're going to have the sniffles. You may have a fever. You may feel shitty. It depends on how healthy you really are. And that's it. But if you're not in that age group, that middle age group, young people primarily, and really it skews, from 0 up. It's a continuous trend of more and more deadly.
Yeah.
Really, it is. It really skews. 81, based off numbers I've seen in the past couple months, 81% of the deaths are 65 and up. I think that's still a pretty consistent trend. I think 95% of the deaths are... Oh, no. 50 and up is 81%. 65 and up is like 95% of the deaths.
Cool.
In that category. So, anyway, it's...
that's what I would expect.
Yeah. But it's been different with other pandemics in the past. Like the mean age was like 18 to 40.
Yeah.
Like it didn't affect young that much, didn't affect the really old. They estimate that it may have been like an excessive immune response. Like their immune system was so strong that it overreacted to the virus and led to their early death.
Wow.
So in that case, having a weaker immune system on the front end or back end of life was beneficial.
So there's I don't know. There's just no chance, I think is what we should learn.
No chance of what?
There's no chance of this ever working out in the long run. We're all going to die.
Well, we are going to die.
Yeah.
But you and I, we're not going to die from COVID. And I'm definitely not because I'm vaxxed up, dog.
I mean, the moon's going to fall.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's create a conspiracy theory.
Okay. Dude, I bet we could design a really good one.
Man, we should.
Yeah.
We're going to start a cult and everything. We're going to get some followers.
They don't have any free will.
That's right.
It's going to do what we say. To me, although this virus is a strong one, it could have been way fucking worse. way fucking worse. Way fucking worse. It's also funny, I've looked at, Bill Maher talked about this on his show. There's recent polls that came out that ask, your average Democrat and average Republican, like, what do you think the hospitalization percentage is for a COVID patient? Like,
the percentage of people hospitalized?
yeah. Like, how many people, if you contract COVID, how many people go to the hospital?
Like 5%?
And lower. Like, it's like 1 to 5%. So you're actually like right in the range. Some Democrats, like a majority of Democrats, said like 50% and up.
What the fuck?
What does that tell you? Yeah. What does that tell you about the media?
Oh my God. Yeah, that's cool, man.
They're drinking it. They're
Hell
drinking
yeah.
it. It's fucking disaster porn.
It's delicious.
Yeah. They're drinking the sauce. Actually, on average, Republicans are a little more realistic about how deadly this thing actually is.
Trump. Trying to tell you, dog.
Yeah. Try to tell you. Well, he totally fucking underplayed it. I won't get into it, but pretty soon the numbers will go from 15 to 0.
I just think
he said shit like that.
I know.
He totally underplayed it.
I know he did. I think I don't think anybody could have played it right at the beginning. It could have been done better. There's no perfect, I don't think, but I think once they did have a little bit of time to see how it's affecting people,
Yeah.
they should have been like, okay, we don't have to shut down for a whole fucking year.
Or just...
Like some of you, if you need to be wearing a condom, wear a fucking condom.
Yeah, so that's an argument that I think is reasonable. Like, yes, old people associate with young people, but it could have been if you have underlying conditions or if you are, over this age group or in this age group, stay inside.
Yeah.
Like, don't go to the supermarket. I don't know. It could have been a lot more targeted, but...
Like years ago when the original SARS happened, or the one that we were talking about. I don't know what the original is, but even then, not everybody over wherever that was. Not everybody was wearing the mask.
South Asia.
South Asia, yeah.
It's really Southeast Asia.
Severe acute.
Yeah, severe acute. Goddamn. Sure. Not all of them are.
But I don't know. Our mask shit has just turned into something.
Yeah.
We'll
talk about it. It's I will say in places like Japan and probably in China, some places in China as well, people do it out of a courtesy. Like if they have a cold or something, like they'll go out, but they'll just wear the mask. The issue with this one, and another reason, I'll say this, and we'll get into the mask thing, but another reason this virus was effective, so it's fairly contagious.
No symptoms?
Yeah, asymptomatic, so it has a latent period where you develop the infection and, there's like a window of up to 2 weeks, like 2 days to 2 weeks where you don't know you have it.
But you're still contagious, right?
And you can spread it.
Yeah.
So that's another, if you're going to be a good virus, take notes because that
is a good one.
That's a good one to have. If you can just sneak around the population, unsuspecting.
Just move in for a while.
Sure. That's a great way to spread around. So, yeah, man, the mask thing.
Live and let die, man.
Yeah, I can't. It's hard, man, because for me, I get the argument. Well, I don't know if I get it, but I can see how people take the argument. You can't tell me what the fuck to do.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah. The problem is, and maybe this isn't the case. Maybe this isn't the case that I'm about to bring up, but there could be, we just talked about it. There could be something deadly enough where, and if it's a respiratory virus, but you start bleeding internally and you're dead in 72 hours. And a mask could help prevent it. Like it's to me, it's a small thing that you can do to cut down on the risk of transmission. And in that case, I mean, and also public health is a community effort.
Yeah.
Like you can't have, like in that case, if there was something really that serious, I would go, full fucking fascist and make it a requirement and have the cops beat you to death because you're going to kill you're putting other people at risk if that's the case. Now, the argument with this one is, is it really that deadly? I mean, we just kind of went through that. Yeah. I err on the side of, well, at this point, I have a different perspective because I'm vaccinated, and my transmission rate is lower than yours and people that aren't vaccinated.
Aren't baptized.
Right. I've been fully baptized.
Baptized and saved.
Yeah, and saved. And I'm going to COVID heaven. But yeah, man, to me it's a simple thing. When it was a state mandate and still some businesses mandate it, I wear it. I have no qualms about it. Like,
I put them on when somebody has something to say.
Yeah.
But they normally provide it for free.
Nice. I mean, that's a good thing.
And it's got COVID painted all over.
You said this.
They hand it to me with their fingers and everything. It's crazy.
Luckily, this one doesn't really, like that one, the people that have been fucking, Lysol all their packages and shit. So this one, it doesn't really spread through direct contact or indirect contact, like shaking hands or picking up a package. That's not really how this spreads. It's respiratory droplets. But yeah, so the approach is, if I had a business, of course for a while they were hard to come by, but fuck, I mean, make a bunch. I don't know. And if someone comes in without one, be nice about it. Hey, sir, I have some masks. Do you mind putting one on for me?
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
Like if it's mandatory.
Yeah.
I think.
But I've told you at the gym,
the
gym where I work out, which think about the population, majority of healthy people. And if there are people, I've seen people that are older, they wear masks. They go in and they wear masks and they do their thing on the recumbent bike or whatever.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a healthier population, and basically it's just an unwritten rule. Even though it says it on the door, no one wears it.
Oh yeah, that's the way it should be.
And it really is. It really is a stigma. Like at first, I saw the sign. I followed the sign. I started walking in there with a mask, and I'm getting looks from people being like,
"Look at this fucking loser!
Yeah. What the fuck is this guy doing?"
Nod, sheep.
Yeah. Oh my god, sheep. That one fucking kills me.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, but
I mean, I wouldn't really use it because
people do things for different reasons. I'm not.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But the ones who are just doing it because it's what their team's doing,
yeah,
it's corny as shit.
Sure. I
don't like that shit.
For anything.
You're stepping in line.
Sure.
Like,
but
it's just a hassle for me. It's something I've never done. I don't get to tell other people what to wear and shit.
Yeah. But it's a public health issue. I know you got to hide your beautiful face, man. You've never had to do that, and you want the world to see it. But
no, that's not what it's about.
I know, man. I'm being a smart ass.
It's pretty pointless to me, because I mean, people don't wear them right in the first place. But that doesn't matter to me anyway. So in the first place, I don't give a fuck.
I was about to say, I'm about to pull a logical fallacy on your ass.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so that's your underlying rule. It's not. Yeah, it's none of the other stuff.
Yeah, I'm willing to risk it. Like, and I think it should be my choice.
The thing is,
it's like people don't get in trouble for spreading their diseases. Busting nuts, not wearing condoms.
Oh, yeah, well, that's fucking terrible.
Yeah, but I mean, people, they spread them. There's
People do that with HIV, dude. People do that with herpes.
yeah.
No, it's unconscionable, but I don't defend their action. I'm not going to say that, I guess they can do it, but I don't support that, man.
Yeah, but we're all for putting a mask on it, though. Not a condom.
Well, no, I want them to
I know.
in that case. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. But, yeah, I feel like
I don't know what my argument is.
I get it. You don't like it. A lot of people don't like it.
Yeah.
And the personal choice thing. So if someone's wearing a mask that cares about it for whatever reason, whether they're in the herd or if they're making an informed choice, and I'm going to wear this mask. I know it.
Yeah, I know I'm a dickhead to some people.
No, dude. I don't. Some people are like, fuck yeah. I've never worn a goddamn mask, and I'm not going to start. Some people are totally with you. Really, like half the fucking country.
Yeah.
Maybe 45% now.
Yeah,
I feel like
I could get a reddish vote.
yeah, you get some reds in there. Man.
I know I could.
But,
for sure. We do agree on some things.
Oh yeah. And I do. Yeah, on certain things on that side of the aisle. But really, if I have a mask and you have a mask, yeah, that's even less transmission. It's not. That's two barriers.
Well, I know. I just trust me to get it and spread it and whatever.
If you're social distancing, if you're not standing in line breathing on grandma's neck.
Yeah, I learned all sorts of lessons as a kid, and one of them was say it, don't spray it.
There you go. There you go.
People knew how to talk.
Yeah, that's a good lesson. But yeah, I guess as long...
Or keep your mouth shut.
If you're not being... And I've seen videos of people being intentional about it, like coughing on grandmas and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, a lady in Florida, I think, got charged with assault for coughing on an old woman.
That's cool. I understand.
Yeah.
That's a bitchy thing to do.
It's like Karen 101, man. I feel bad for all the good... There's a lot of good Karens out there. Shout out to all the good Karens in the world. But yeah, that's a woke term that got coined, and it really is a good name for it. But it just sucks. What's another? I mean, it could have been Christy. It could have been. There's a ton of them.
Like, is it really a big deal though? Like, are people named Karen unhappy now?
I've met some Karens, recently. Like
they hate hearing it or hearing about it.
I didn't ask them, but I do think now you have the thought, like, fuck,
Karen.
Yeah. I met some really nice Karens, man. There's some excellent Karens in the world, and they care. They be caring.
They be caring.
They be caring a lot, man. Sometimes they care a little too much.
Yeah.
And then
I'm Karen.
Yeah. They speak.
I'm just Karen.
And then they cough on grandmothers and try to intentionally give them COVID.
No.
Yeah.
Probably just to be a dick.
Oh yeah, they've proven a point.
Spit on each other a little bit.
The best one I heard was when you wearing pants and you fart out your ass, you can still smell it. Yeah. You hadn't seen that?
That's a good argument.
Yeah. What about when you fart out your ass? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, my ass is wearing a mask.
Yeah.
All the time.
But it cuts down on the liquid particles.
Right.
Yeah.
I got draws on for that.
If you shart yourself, then you're not spraying, fecal matter into someone else's mouth. You're just spraying the methane, the bacterial residue from chilling in your colon. That's that pop filter.
Pop filter.
Pop filter.
Ba 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 ba.
And coming around the corner, headed for the straightaway. Oh no! He's taking a spill. Oh, man.
I know that's what it sounds like to us,
Yeah.
but what if it's all crispy clean?
I know. And he's rounding third. Coming up on the home plate, will he make it? I don't know. Save! I feel like an announcer, dude.
You could.
Could you imagine doing that for a job?
Hell yeah, being a radio broadcast.
Yeah.
Ugh, doing play-by-play.
It'd be excellent.
That would suck.
Um,
You could do it.
I
Like,
had
that guy threw it to that guy.
Yeah.
He's running. Oh, that dude hit him.
Yeah. And you're out of there. Get him out of there, Johnny. Yeah, I had a guy the other day when I was about to do his annual health assessment. He's like, man, has anyone told you have a voice for radio? I was like, really? He's like, yeah, you sound like a broadcaster. And now I'm telling the world. Yeah. Is that what broadcasters do? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want to sound like a human. A human with a little southern twang.
A little.
Little southern twang. It's certain words we say
I know.
where it
I know I'm pretty bad. I don't know.
I'm telling you,
I don't like the way I sound.
it's not what you think it is. And I used to think mine was much worse. But dude, Trey, his language is just devolved, man. It's just more and more. Yeah, he just embraced the neck. The
red.
Oh yeah, the reds and the necks. Anyway, he can do what he wants, man. Is this man? Should I psychoanalyze Trey right now without him being here? I don't know why I had this thought. Did you feel this way? Tell me. It seems like Trey, and I doubt he was doing this consciously. It seems like he wanted to sort of really embrace the southern part of our culture.
When?
Does that, you don't feel that way? I felt like he wanted to be, a husband. He wanted to have a regular fucking job. He wanted to drink beer, beat his wife, and
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like just have a normal Southern-esque vibe. Shout racial insults, No. Yeah,
No.
he's gonna like this.
No,
part.
that's not Trey.
I'm kidding. But no, did you? Do you not feel that way? I felt like every time he made a decision that was more traditional, I was like, man,
Like growing up and shit. Is that what we're talking about?
Sure, I guess so. I just thought he would do other things.
Like be a rock star?
No, not necessarily. Just I didn't know that he would kind of follow the traditional path.
Right.
But I guess, fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, most people do. Most people follow the.
Pretty limited.
Yeah.
On paths.
Yeah, I guess so, man.
Only a couple of them, really.
But I don't. Even though you've probably done similar things, you've had to do hard fucking work, and you've had wife and kids and everything, and beat your wife.
Every piece of pipe I ever put together.
Yeah. Every pipe you feeded.
Every pipe I feeded. I would get uncomfortable. Like, it didn't matter how many times I had done it. I hated it every time. And I was uncomfortable. And I felt like somebody was going to tell me I'm doing some shit wrong. And people did all the time. But,
You just kept going.
yeah. Because I kind of felt like I was stuck and had to.
Yeah. It is what it is, man. I don't know. It's just a random thought. I thought the same thing when Corey was temporarily married the first time. I was it just seemed like a cookie cutter life decision.
Right. But he had people pushing on him.
Oh, okay. oh, yeah. I didn't think about that.
Sort of forcing him to do it.
Yeah. I don't know if Trey had those same pressures. It was just, it was his decision.
Yeah. It was what Trey wanted.
But, and yeah, he's had,
I think just, people just kind of want whatever they
just
didn't have.
regular things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm viewing it the wrong way. Maybe I had this special Like I put Trey in kind of a special box and thought he would do non-traditional shit. But
we could have been bank robbers. We all could have made a great team of bank robbers.
Sure.
We really could have.
I don't know, man. What could we have done?
Oh my God, bank robbery.
Yeah.
That's what we could do. I'm still down. No, I'm not. I'm just playing. But Trey, he played video games like a motherfucker all the time.
Okay.
He was good at strategy games, and those are corny as shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Are you saying we should hack the Pentagon?
yeah. Yeah.
Video games, strategy.
Let's
hack the Pentagon. I don't know what you mean.
But I don't know. I feel like we could put our heads together and rob the fuck out of a bank. Mm-hmm. Or 2, or 3, or 4.
Man, it's harder now. It's harder.
Oh yeah.
We would have to do like a lookout thing and just.
There's got to be a crypto that's easy to steal.
How would we do like?
I don't know. How do you do
virtually? Yeah, dude, you're asking the wrong guy, man. I didn't even think that was an option. Stealing crypto virtually.
It has to be
Sure.
doable. Or like a crypto counterfeit.
Oh God. Or if we were like super hackers and
could
break into the
Is that a thing?
Bitcoin. Explain blockchain to me, dude.
I can't.
Well,
the mining shit,
No.
or just what,
I think blockchain,
like the encryption type shit.
yeah, it has to do with security, right?
I can't.
I
I don't know shit about it. Man.
I don't know, man.
Let me give it a Google.
Because I hear him talk about the blockchain. I think it has to do with like the security of crypto, but I don't fuck. We always land on Bitcoin, man.
Old Doge,
Dude,
flew to the fucking moon.
It did. I had some Doge, but I made like $17.
What? You only had like 3?
No, I had like 500, but they're worth so little.
When did you get them?
Months ago. I mean,
Do you still have them now?
yeah, they're still not worth.
You only made $17.
I'm being facetious. It's not maybe $40. Like it's
Okay,
it's not a lot of money, man.
$40.
Dude,
How much did you pay when you got in? When
like,
you bought your
probably
Doge?
like $17 or something. I mean, I didn't have a lot of Doge to begin with.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gone up, but it was worth fractions of a penny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's probably worth a penny. I don't know how 3 cents. I don't know how much it's worth.
What is it worth now? Like 35 cents?
Really?
Yeah, it went up to like 50 cents. Or let me look that shit up.
Is this like a Reddit thing?
I mean, I've seen a lot of it on there, but yeah, it's at 35 cents right now. Yeah, that's why I was. It Tell me more. I'm looking for more.
I gotcha.
Okay, it peaked at 43. Ooh. 43 cents. Man, I was just looking at it, man. I wanted to get it, but Weeble doesn't support it, and I didn't feel like going somewhere else.
F&A cotton.
It was 4 cents when I was looking at it.
You know,
that would have been a good one to jump on.
You know who has a bit porn? You know, has a Bitcoin podcast?
Who?
Ben Askren.
Really?
He did you hear the results of the fight, or did you know what the fight was? I forgot. You're removed from society, but yeah, Ben Askren, MMA fighter, really good wrestler, Olympic wrestler. Also did really well in MMA. Wasn't known for his striking at all, but like basically fought for division titles, and he won it in not in the UFC, but in other MMA companies. I don't know what the fuck they're called. Yeah.
Whatever. Other franchises?
Sure.
I don't know.
That
sounds good.
That's a better word. Like Bellator and like one championship, something. I don't know. Some of them may not even exist anymore. But he did well there. and then did well in the UFC. But yeah, this kid Jake Paul, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, the bros,
the YouTubers.
They're like 24, 25, something. They're like only like a year apart, and I think that's right. But they both box. They've both been training boxing for a few years now, and they both had a handful of fights. I think Jake is the more successful boxer. He's just a little more dedicated, it seems. I don't know. And is actually pretty good. Like he's, better than the average bear at fucking boxing. And yeah, he chose probably the least talented striker in the MMA and knocked him out.
Good.
In the first round.
Wow.
Under 2 minutes. 159. Overhand right. Jab, overhand right. Askren hit the deck. And he was out for a second. He got up. And they started the count. The count, apparently, for this event was an 8 count. And they got to the 8 count, and then Jake Paul had walked across the ring. So the ref actually stalled a little more, and Jake Paul came back to the center. I guess he was celebrating, basically. Mm-hmm. And the ref asked Ben a few questions and then decided to call the fight. And that was it. 159. Apparently he didn't get good enough. I mean, Ben was fine afterwards. He did the post-fight interview and everything. Obviously he's disappointed, but he made $500,000 or more. Yeah. And it took him less than 2 minutes and a little knockout to get it. So, and he got a ton of press. So he's going to get a lot more podcast listeners. It's unfortunate because Jake Paul is so easy to despise. He's a he's a twat. He's a dirty little twat. And his essence it's immaturity. That's why I despise him.
Yeah, I get it.
He's his lack of fucking intellect. Like when at their pre-fight press conference, like when they're talking, he's basically like when Ben Askren's talking. Try to say something. Say a sentence.
What kind of
na 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 na. Like that was the na 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 pussy 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 pussy. That was the sentiment of the press conference. And Ben's like rolling his eyes. He's like, dear God, at this child, this man child who can box. And that's what it was.
Jesus, I just watched it.
That's how quick, dude.
Wow.
That's how quick it ends. But anyway, we may start listening to Ben's crypto podcast. Dude, he's super knowledgeable about it. I mean, he's I don't know if he's an expert, but he knows a lot about these fucking coins. And he's super likable. Like he was totally opposite appeal. Like he is actually intellectual. And his frame of mind, because they asked him, they're like, man, you're not a good striker. What if this dude knocks you out? He's like, I'm just going to go back to my school and train kids at wrestling. He's like, maybe they'll make fun of me. So what? No cool. Big deal. I throw $500,000 in the bank, and he had some endorsements because this is like in the UFC, you can't do that apparently because they kind of own you contractually. But when you're out on your own freelancing for this Triller, fight club thing, apparently you can. So he had some advertisers behind him, and yeah.
So that's a new thing.
Triller?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happened a few times now. Well, that's where like Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fought was on Triller.
Wow.
But yeah, it's a thing like celebrities, like it's really mainly Jake Paul, but I guess there's some others sprinkled in there. I think Frank Mir fought in this one.
Wow.
He fought a former champion heavyweight boxer. I don't know how it went. I guess we could look that up, man.
Frank Mir?
Yeah, Frank Mir.
Triller.
Results. And yeah, I guess I don't have to tell you. Let me spell it out, dude.
I'm going to sound it out this time.
But, yeah. How'd it go? Did he get knocked out?
Frank Mir reflects on loss in pro boxing debut.
I thought he would lose. Dude, he looked jacked. I've never, like, he was huge.
Huh.
He weighed in at like 260 or 265, which is like the top of the heavyweight. He was never that heavy when he was a heavyweight. He's gotten bigger. But the dude he fought looked lean and fucking mean. And he was 205, but he's like 6'2". And just probably had reach. And he was a former pro boxer.
Yeah.
Who the fuck thought? And this dude, the dude's not far out of his prime. I doubt the guy's 40. Frank's older, fatter. What the fuck? Why did he think that? I guess
he was fat for the fight?
No,
the way you...
No, fatter than the other guy was like just 0.1% body fat.
Oh.
Frank looked good, actually.
Oh, okay.
He was a hoss. Like big midsection. He looked like a power lifter, but it wasn't fat. I could see his abs.
Really?
It looked like he's been doing crunches for 40 years. Yeah. And he just built a fucking bulk of muscle. Yeah, in his abdomen. But anyway, yeah, fucking Triller, dude. Let's get on Triller, dog.
Let's get on Triller.
Let's trill in this bitch.
How do we go work there?
I don't know. And the announcers, it was hilarious, man. It's Snoop Dogg and a few other people. It was actually Pete Davidson from SNL. And I don't know who said it, but at the beginning of the fight, as it was starting, they're like, I'm about to come. And that was how, like, you're listening to the announcers literally say that at the beginning of the fight. And
Good.
And Snoop's like, man, let's see what the fuck happens here. It was actually hilarious. Like, that's how it started. I was like, what the fuck am I listening to? I'm about to come? Like, who the fuck is calling this fight? Yeah, it was. Anyway, it's like comedians and yeah,
that's awesome.
And
man.
Snoop Dogg. Yeah,
that's how it should be. Joe Rogan started that too.
Sure. Yeah,
it's like we need announcers who are going to be entertaining themselves.
It was entertaining. It was a little aggravating. They were talking over each other. They probably could have done it better, but just pure entertainment value. Sure thing. But yeah, so. Anyway, now
Jesus,
Jake will fight someone else, probably a better, like now.
Floyd Mayweather.
Well, Logan Paul, I think that may actually happen.
I hope it does.
Logan Paul may fight Floyd Mayweather. He's going to outweigh him by 40 pounds. That's all. I mean, doesn't mean much. Floyd probably still,
bob and weave,
got them moves, and sure, he may not knock Logan out, but he's going to hit him a lot more than Logan hits him, and he's not really going to get hit. I don't think Logan can hit him.
Yeah.
So maybe it'd be entertaining, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't give Logan a high chance to do really anything significant, even though he'll outweigh him significantly. So if he does connect, maybe it'd matter. I don't know. I don't think he can hit him. No one's been able to hit him.
Is that what it is? Like nobody's planted a good one on him?
No one can hit him. He's the best defensive boxer ever, period.
Cool.
You can't hit him. He probably will never have CTE. He won't develop Parkinson's. Like, I don't know that.
Does he just, like, he turns with everything?
He's quickest. He's got the most fast twitch fibers out of any human on the planet.
He's on mushrooms.
Yeah.
That's why.
Maybe other than Usain Bolt. But honestly, he's quicker. Like, his reflex is like a cat, dude. You cannot fucking hit him. You cannot hit him. That's his thing. So anyway,
man.
But yeah, Jake is calling out other MMA fighters who are better strikers.
Good.
Ben Askren. Really, anyone is. No offense to Ben. Wrestling wouldn't go well for Jake or MMA. Ben would have taken him down and destroyed him.
Oh yeah.
In MMA, that's what he was saying during the interview. Ben's like, well, he's like, we'll see what happens. The cool thing is I can just homicide you at any time if I wanted to. And it was making Jake mad. Yeah. He's like, nah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I could just, it's cool because I know I can just murder you if I felt like it. Like, if I got the urge.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that.
So it was funny. He really was. He played it so well. And I'm a Ben Askren fan now, even though he got beat. I like him. Like I might actually, if I get any more interested in crypto,
Yeah.
there's a good chance I'll listen to the pod.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance I'm going to listen to it.
It's called the Funky Crypto Podcast, I think. His nickname is Funky Ben Askren because he did everything unorthodox. He's just a weird fighter, but he was weird and successful. He actually wasn't a great high school wrestler, but he broke many, many college wrestling records. Like he was a fantastic college
Like a
wrestler.
late bloomer or something.
Yeah,
he didn't wrestle in high school or
He
something.
developed systems of alternative, basically almost his own unorthodox style of wrestling that worked for him. And people didn't know, even people that were more athletic, because he's not the most athletic, and he's got a lot of slow twitch. He's not super fast. But he developed his unorthodox style, and no one knew what the fuck to do with him. But even on high levels, people didn't really know what to do with him. In the Olympics, he did very well. I don't know if he got a medal. He might have come in 6th or something. But fuck, to get on that list, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then did really well in MMA. He did, I think he did knock people out, but it was because of ground and pound. It wasn't he's standing and he catches someone. It was he controls the match and where it goes because he controls your body. And then he was also, he's been top 10 in the world in 4 different sports: wrestling, MMA, jiu-jitsu,
Damn.
and disc golf.
Disc golf?
Yes.
Okay.
What
the hell?
That's an impressive resume.
Yeah, it is the disc golf one though.
Throws you off. So the dude
Also, he plays guitar.
The dude was so good because he could get you to the ground and keep you on the ground with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous even if you can't strike, if you're on top of someone and you are controlling their body, then you can just rain hammer fist, even if it's ugly.
Yeah.
It probably don't feel good. And so
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. Well, that'll
Open hands, slapping them.
I've had the thought, like we're gonna roll before every episode, I guess. Once I start training, or after,
Okay.
at 4 a.m. or whatever. But people are gonna wake up soon. But yeah, I doubt there's anywhere to wrestle near here. You know, we wrestled. Trey and I technically wrestled for a year in high school. We really did. And our coach, Coach Pruitt, was actually a really good college wrestler. That was his background. Better than football, yeah, for sure. For sure. I guess he's from the North. He wasn't, I guess he's not from Mississippi because there was nowhere to wrestle except for a school for the deaf, blind and deaf, because there's just...
Do they just wrestle each other?
No, they're actually really good from what I've heard. Like they travel. Like we didn't wrestle them because we was scared. Like it was just us. It was us. It was us. And it was Northwest Rankin. Yeah. It was McLaurin and Northwest Rankin.
They were the only schools with wrestling teams?
Other than the school for
Other
the
than
blind
the
and
school
deaf.
for the blind
Yeah.
and deaf.
And we actually had a couple practice matches, and then we had a legit match, like an actual match. Mm-hmm. And I was the only one from McLaurin that won my match.
Well, good. I'm glad it worked out for you.
But my level of competition, like, no offense to the dude, I'm sure he's doing great things in the world now. I think I was at least a year older. I think I was, maybe not. I was just stronger.
Yeah.
It was probably I would love to see a video of it. It's probably the ugliest wrestling match ever. Just me laying on him.
Rolling around.
Just me fucking laying on him. And he couldn't do anything. There probably, if he knew what he was doing, there were probably many things he could have done to fucking buck me off of him. But I feel like I just laid on him and smothered him. And they're like, his pin, that's it. 1, 2, hurt! You're out of here!
Is that what they do?
No. But it was it. I pinned him. We didn't go to points. I pinned his ass.
Yeah.
And that was it. But at first, dude, everyone else, like they were competitive matches. Trey had a competitive match, but his dude was like the best one of the group. And he just toyed with fucking Trey.
Oh, man.
And Trey actually, I think, kind of became this dude's friend.
Well, gooey.
And Sean.
Harrison?
Yeah. He wrestled this dude he was in the same weight class, but the dude Sean was wrestling was super tall and lean. And Sean fought his ass off. He had fucking warrior spirit, dude.
Hell yeah.
It was really,
Good
like,
for
I
him.
watched it, and it was just brutal. And there were noises. I mean, it was incredible to watch. But when you just have better technique, the dude just wasn't exerting as much energy as Sean. And eventually, I think he won on points eventually. But, I laid on my guy and defeated him, so that was good. But in practice, I was so fortunate, dude, because the guy that I went up against in practice, we're talking about practice. He was a gorilla. He was a monster. He did not look like he was in high school. He had a great beard.
Yeah.
His name was Ian. And he was the starting fullback. And he was older than me, a year or two older. And he was just fully man, fully developed. Power lifted. He was a stud among studs. And I wrestled him in practice, and it was the saddest thing that could have happened. It was just destroyed. I mean, it was like it was over as soon as we shot at each other. I was on my back. I was pinned. Like it wasn't even. You're dead. Like that was it.
That shit feels good.
He quit the wrestling team to focus on football.
So.
And I got the other guy. And I won. So I'm like in there. Maybe there's a record somewhere. I'm the only wrestling winner in McLaurin's history. In the history of time, I'm the only person at McLaurin to win a wrestling match.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I got that over Trey.
Wow.
Yeah. Trey never won a wrestling match. This guy. In my leotard. Man, yeah. What a career. 1-0, dog, undefeated.
It's pretty good.
That's what they say. They call me Mr. Undefeated, man.
Went out on top.
Yeah. That was one and done, dude. That was it. I murdered and then I exited. But anyway, all that to say, probably gonna start doing jiu-jitsu soon. Now, I'm not gonna do wrestling because it doesn't exist. unless
we should make some cut off pamphlet things, like pieces of paper, the guitar lesson paper.
Yeah.
We should make those and put them up, but we're
wrestling?
starting a wrestling team for men.
Nice. That'd be
There is
excellent.
no reason to do this, but come on, guys.
Yeah. Let's wrestle.
We can compete with each other.
Yep. I'll bring the vegetable oil, dude. We'll fucking lather up.
Oh, that's backyard wrestling.
Yeah.
I know it's a different kind of wrestling, but man.
Yeah.
That shit's entertaining, though.
Maybe
Watch
there
people
is
hurt themselves.
Maybe there is a little. I know there's MMA gyms, and obviously they have to. That'd be the way to do it.
Yeah.
But normally, man, it's just if you're in an MMA gym, I guess you can just train to train. But most people are there because they want to fight.
Yeah.
I just want to have all the skills if I did have to fight. You know, I want to be able to control the situation.
There's probably a lot of that, too.
Maybe so. Maybe I need to look into it more, but my focus will be jiu-jitsu. And if I'm ever in an altercation,
You'll just kill him.
no,
You'll homicide them.
No, I just want to go to the ground. That's where you can control people. And there's a little bit of standing control, right? Because jiu-jitsu matches start with, while you're on your feet.
Yeah.
Similar to wrestling, but you're aiming for different positions. In wrestling, if you're on your back, you lose.
Yeah.
And in jiu-jitsu,
You can start from your back and win.
and you can do it intentionally. You can pull guard and, instead of, head slapping, which there's a lot of that, same thing in wrestling. That dude came out and pawed the fuck out of me, like smacked the shit out of me. And really, like, my adrenaline kicked in.
That's a part of it. Wrestling is slapping each other.
Yeah, you're trying to get control of the head.
Yeah.
And he fucking, just palmed the fuck out of my ear. Ear hold me. Boom. And that's how the match started. And I was like, all right, we're fucking doing this. I'm about to lay on your ass. I'm going to lay on you so hard. And that's what I did. But yeah, jiu-jitsu, kind of the same thing. You're fucking face palming, slapping the shit out of each other. You're not intentionally, but it's trying to grab the head or the gi. You can grab the collar. I mean, and there's, a bunch of different sweeps and takedowns, and you kind of play with the momentum of their body and go the way that, that gravity takes you.
Throw that flying triangle on them.
Yeah. Jesus, dude. Yeah, that is a thing. That's so fucking impressive. But yeah, a lot of times, like, if you just want to go to your back instantly, you pull guard and you pull them into you while you're in full guard. And then you start from there. And you have control. You're on your back, but you have control.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable there. But anyway, man, it's but I also would like to do some boxing somewhere in there too. Like at just some point, I just want to train at a boxing gym and just have a better concept of boxing than I do now. I mean, I know very, very generic shit. I can name all the major strikes. I know kind of, obviously, the simple fucking rules. Keep your hands up. Fully extend your punches. That's one thing a lot of people do, like a 3/4 jab, Fully extend your punches. And not every boxer uses this, but a lot of time, if you're successful with your jab, although it's not a super hard punch, you set up your opponent for bigger blows, and you can control the distance. You can control kind of where the better jabber can control where the boxing match goes, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
Keeping them at a distance,
Yeah.
and protecting that fucking chin, and head movement comes in, and lateral movement. I mean, it's I can say all that about boxing. It doesn't make me a good boxer,
Yeah.
That's something I definitely want to get better at.
It'd be good one-on-one with a trainer, like a real boxing trainer.
Yeah, just telling you what to focus on.
Group classes with a bunch of other people, like father, son, boxers, or whatever. Everybody's in there boxing.
Yeah,
everybody wants to learn.
Knock your fucking head off.
Well, no, it's
okay.
You have to move as slow as the slowest.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
and
going through weird workouts.
There is always too, like in a sparring match, you get people that do want to show you what they got, knock your fucking head off.
Yeah, that's all I ever wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I do want to be well-rounded. I feel like when you are more confident with fighting, it extends to your entire life.
Yeah.
Like if you're a more confident fighter, if you feel like if shit gets out of hand in this situation and you can control it.
I can run fast.
Sure.
That's all.
Yeah. But that's a pretty powerful feeling, man.
Yeah.
I guess same thing if you're...
That's why I carry a gun, dog.
Yeah,
I'm just playing.
Well, I was going to say...
I don't carry a gun.
Yeah, if you're really adept with a firearm, then you feel comfortable in any situation.
I think it gives anybody who carries it that feeling. You don't have to be good.
Right. Sure.
Oh my
But
God.
if you are good,
Yeah, that's,
yeah.
it makes sense then. It's funny the confidence a gun gives somebody.
Yeah.
And they would
don't
probably
come to my
shoot
car,
themselves
dog.
in the fucking
Yeah.
leg pulling it out.
Yeah. That's actually, it happened on YMH.
Really?
Damn it, I don't want to ruin it. But yeah, I guess I'll ruin it. A guy shot himself in the dick.
Oh, wow.
We
Good.
back here now.
Man. Yeah,
He literally shot himself in the dick.
Cool.
And
I sprayed the pop filter.
dude, this guy, first off, it showed him do that, and then he freaks out. Oh, he was mad. That was his first. He was like, "I'm so mad."
What?
But he didn't say that. But
It was like, damn it.
yeah, yeah. That was his reaction, and everyone else was kind of coming around. And I think this.
What
was
about your dick, though?
Yeah. What about your dick? I think it was in a foreign place. And maybe not. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just a redneck. But yeah, he stuck a loaded gun right in his belt line, and yeah, he bent over. He dropped something and bent over to pick it up, and it it fired. And you might find the picture of it. They showed the surgery, and it's bad because they have like the epidermal and I guess down to the dermis, because you could see the penis underneath. Like, I guess I don't know. I guess it was still like fascia at that point. You don't have fascia in your dick. I don't know what it was. You could see the innards.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the spongin. That's probably like the very center of the dick. Maybe you could see some of that, but
See, Dr. Drew has gone through the anatomy. Gone
the
over
penis?
yeah, a few times, and I still can't remember what everything's called.
yeah. Well, I'd probably if I saw it, I could detail it. But yeah, I mean, the big thing is this kind of spongin material that runs down both sides of your dick, and that's what fills with blood. Corpus cavernosa, I think.
Yeah, I know you're on to something there.
Yeah. But anyway, this guy, his dick skin was splayed open, let's just say that. And you could see the bullet. And his dick stopped the bullet. Like, the bullet the bullet did not go through his dick. It was just sitting there, and they pulled it out. And yeah, and dude, the guy's dick probably going to work afterwards. Like, it was that clean of a...
Sounds like a shitty gun.
Or the dude
Couldn't go through a dick.
Or the dude had a cock on him, you know what I mean?
Well, it was hard.
Yeah.
So. Lucky it was hard.
Yeah, they had an erection. That's what fucking dude. Yeah, seriously. What a cock, man, to stop a bullet. It really did. Like, I thought it would have gone through him and just caused terrible damage. It stopped, like, not even to the middle of his dick. Very, very lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been way worse. Way, way worser than what it was. Holy shit. But, yeah, look up the picture there. Man, I wish we could put that one. I don't think we can put that one on YouTube.
Yeah. No dicks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But let's finish off the pandemic.
Oh, okay. Where were we?
Well, we got into mask, and we, I don't know. I feel like
I don't have I don't have much of an argument other than
you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. It's fine. No.
Let it be up to me.
Yeah, we got to that. But the counter argument is, how contagious does it need to be where it's not your decision anymore, where it's a public health issue, and then it's negligence and people are going to die. I don't know. I don't know if this is that case.
I mean, I would, if it came to just stay at home, I would do that.
Okay.
But I just don't see a mask stopping this shit. It may slow it down, but I don't believe it'll stop it.
We use masks in certain sectors, like obviously surgery.
Yeah.
I mean, we know it.
Oh, I know.
Cuts
But you
down
don't
on
pull
it.
your shit away when y'all talk to each other around that person you're working on and shit.
No one should do that. I shouldn't do that.
I know, but it's what we do.
Yeah.
It's
It's
that
what
shit just, it's fucking annoying. I hate it.
you hate it, man. I know you hate it. It's all right, dude. You can hate it. A lot of people fucking hate it. A lot of people, dude, in Florida, they just had a fucking mask burning ceremony.
That's beautiful.
At least I don't think you're there. I think you hate it, but I don't
I mean, I'm not going to go and participate
in a
in
mask
some
burning.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I can find the humor in that.
Yeah, but I don't want to make it political or anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of groups who are
Yeah.
anti-mask.
Don't be in the group, dude.
I'm just solo, and I don't fucking like it.
You be Matt. Yeah.
I think it's horsedick.mpeg.
Oh my god. Oh, is that
You know,
Jesus Christ?
no, you don't. Oh fuck, sorry.
I don't want to.
What was that? It was a movie.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Miss March, I think.
Oh yeah.
The rapper
Okay.
Craig Robinson.
Oh, that was his thing.
That was his name.
Holy shit.
Horsedick.mpeg.
All right. I remember it's coming back to me.
MPEG.
We-
Wasn't that the old movie file? Yeah.
I think
Okay.
so. I think so. And now we got JPEGs.
That's pictures.
We got JPEGs and CPEGs. And just pegs and pegging. But
Oh damn it! I missed the whole video. Damn. I was trying to watch the dude shoot himself in the wiener.
oh geez. Well, I feel like. Oh, is that what you're doing now?
Yeah. It should happen anytime. Okay, he racked it, pointing it at his own dick.
Yep. Walking through it. I'm scared. Does he lean over?
No.
Is he in like a store or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. He's bending over. Oh, shot him, dick. Shot the dick. Oh my god.
Yeah. Isn't he, he's angry. He's like takes his belt off, I think.
Yeah. What? I mean, I left the volume down.
Yep.
He's pulling his shit. It looks like he's about to pull his pants down.
Yeah, he didn't. But
Oh, okay.
Dude.
Well, he was right there at it.
yep,
it looked like.
his dick caught it.
What the fuck?
Got a strong one on him. The force is strong with that one.
Man. Yeah, don't put your guns in a waistband,
If you do,
man.
make sure, maybe that's why it fired. Maybe he had an erection or something. His dick fired it. But
Shit. Your waistband it's not made for it. Holding a gun.
right. But if we move past mask, then we get to vaccines.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be the case that if you talk about risk with any vaccine or any medication, it shouldn't be seen as you're an anti-vaxxer.
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. But when you're talking about risk, you got to talk about risk in reality, like what actually could happen and how safe something actually is and how effective something actually is. It can't just be your opinion or some bullshit Facebook thread that informs that. And I know there's a lot of people that fall into that camp that just saw something, a fucking headline, girl dies 3 seconds after receiving vaccine. And then they're just, I'm never going to get a vaccine again.
Yeah.
Vaccines are a fucking miracle of science.
Oh, yeah.
They have eradicated smallpox. We were doing pretty well on measles, but now in New York State, a lot of woke-ass moms aren't vaxxing their kids, and the kids are getting fucking measles again.
Cool.
All right, so that's fun.
Throw back.
That's fun. So one kid gets it, 18 others get it. Good for them, unless they're vaccinated. Polio, we fucking eradicated polio. I mean, that was a thing. People used to get polio and then they just couldn't walk after years. Fucking FDR, one of our, I guess.
P-Rez's?
Yes, but he was one of the most beloved presidents, and he served for 3 terms, which is eventually we had term limits. That's how much people liked his ass. They really liked him. He had polio. That's why he was in a fucking wheelchair. I think it led to his early death. So there's just,
Maybe I have polio.
I don't think so.
My legs hurt.
Yeah, definitely polio. But yeah, you're taking and there's multiple ways, multiple different types of vaccines, right? Some of them are called live attenuated, where you're taking a deadened virus. That was the original vaccines. And it takes a while to do this, many years to cultivate a deadened virus in a chicken egg and then take that out, and you have to preserve it somehow. So yes, there's some shit in there that's probably you wouldn't want to drink a glass of, but in the case of preserving the virus, it's a small enough amount that it really doesn't, it has, next to no effect on the human population. And if there was anything, which there has been in certain vaccines, certain additives that were harmful, they're gone. They've identified it. There was one called thimerosal, or I would have to look it up to confirm it. But it caused birth defects in like the segment of the population of the women that were pregnant and received this certain vaccine with a certain additive. That was a real thing. Mm-hmm. We identified it. We took it out. We moved on to safer vaccines. So yeah, there's been mistakes in the past. And these vaccines are different. They're not live attenuated. They're actually, especially these 2 mRNA vaccines, they're probably safer than some of the live attenuated, because you don't have to worry about like the same immune response as a like a deadened live virus. There's not a chance that you're going to vaccinate someone who has a lower immune system, or they're immunocompromised. They have a compromised immune system. They have HIV, whatever, or full-blown AIDS. And like for patients like that, they can't receive some live attenuated vaccines because of that, because they could basically develop the virus or develop the disease from the deadened virus. You can't do that with the mRNA vaccine. It's basically a protein that is encapsulated, and it's one of the proteins that is on the crown of the coronavirus, one of the spike proteins, and it enters the cell and basically codes for when it enters the cell, it is coded for that spike protein. So before, it's just a strand of mRNA. It codes for the spike protein. It enters the cell so that and your immune system remembers that, so to speak. So when you encounter the actual virus, that spike protein hits the cell, your body goes, holy fuck, I've seen this before. Dead! You're dead. So that's the mRNA vaccine.
Okay.
The adenovirus vector vaccine is the AstraZeneca and the J&J. These are the ones that have made the news for blood clotting issues.
Yeah, I heard.
I know the specifics.
Heard Timmy talking about it.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I know the specifics on it, like the actual numbers, but the vector for that one, unlike the mRNA vector for that type of vaccine, these use a deadened adenovirus, which is another virus that causes the common cold, or one of the viruses that cause the common cold. There's also coronaviruses that cause the common cold, but basically they put this, I guess whatever, the spike protein material in the adenovirus. It encounters our cell absorbs that protein, body recognizes it, and when it encounters the real thing, then it takes action. So it's different. It's a little less effective than the mRNA vaccines. The blood clotting issue, as far as I understand, currently there's been 6 people, all women, ages I think 16 to 48, that developed blood clots after they had received the vaccine within the following weeks. One of them is dead. One of them, I think, is in severe condition. The other 4 just had blood clots, and I think they're stable and fine.
Jesus.
But it's 6 people of 7 million Johnson & Johnson vaccines that have been delivered.
Yeah.
The argument is the incidence of blood clots in a regular population is probably that number or more. Honestly, the details aren't ironed out yet, but this happened. They've pulled it the same way AstraZeneca got pulled in Europe. There, it was 220, 230 cases of blood clots, but compared to 38 million vaccines. So the numbers, if you're talking about 6 and 7 million, that's less than a 1 in a million chance you're going to develop a blood clot after that vaccine. I don't know what we could Google it and see blood clot incidence in normal population. But anyway, we've pulled it regardless. There were safety concerns, and yeah, you gonna get your vaccine now?
No.
All right, I figured. Let's see.
Well, I mean, maybe one day. Maybe when I'm 50.
People have been searching it when you're 50.
Sure. They'll still be around, especially if we're having to do it every year. For the seasonal coronavirus.
1 per 1,000 annually in adult populations. That's the incidence. Let me look up the prevalence. Prevalence. We're getting into fancy terms.
Wordy terms.
No, it really is. It's like 1 to 2 per 1,000 people. So the odds of a blood clot in general,
are higher than
way higher.
6 and 7 million.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the point. Like, but the general population just hears gives you blood clots.
Yeah.
Not the case. Same thing with the that fucking autism thing, which is that paper has been just destroyed. I don't mean literally. I mean just picked apart. It was terrible data, just extremely loose correlations. And, I mean, that's still a talking point in anti-vax groups.
Yeah.
There's people that still walk around and think that, and they're just uninformed.
They're committed.
Yeah. But anyway, that's as far as how this thing, runs its course, man. I don't know. We're vaccinating the shit out of people now. We've fully vaccinated over a quarter of the country.
But if you want to bring one home or something, I'd let you stab me.
Yeah.
It's just not something I'm going to go out of my way for.
All right. I mean, not everyone has to get it. We estimate herd immunity will come somewhere in the 70 to 80% range based off how contagious this thing is. So not literally, not everyone has to get it. The more and more people that have immunity, the less bodies the virus has to go to. So
yeah. Well, I think I was immune to start. Pretty sure.
Yeah, or you could have been asymptomatic.
I've got super blood. It was prepared.
You're AB, dog.
AB neg.
You AB neg. So
AB neg.
I don't know. And you're not morbidly obese, and you don't have diabetes or heart disease.
I might have.
None of those things.
I'm on track for all of it.
None of those things. So I don't know. I mean, our generation seems skeptical more than others. I don't know. Like the older people they're very willing, unless it really is a political issue too, which is insane. Yeah. Like, but honestly,
we're at the age where we're supposed to give a fuck about political shit, and this is what
I guess
we get to talk about.
But some people, people our age, they're not super political, but they are just like, well, I don't know what's in that thing, or I don't know. It seems like they created it overnight. They're all bad arguments. It's all logical fallacies. The mRNA technology has been around for about a decade. They just applied it to this particular virus, and it's successful. And they probably worked on it for, I don't know, 6 months on already existing technology. It is quick, and it's still under emergency authorization use. It is not, there is no FDA approved vaccine, period. There just isn't. Likely these mRNA vaccines will soon have full FDA approval. Like once they've, tested it for X amount of time and the results are good, then they can slap the approval on it. Once they do that, then the Department of Defense can mandate it for service members, just like they do the flu vaccine. If you're a service member, you have to get an annual flu vaccine.
Yeah.
Because it's something from the military's perspective. If everyone starts getting the flu, it hurts readiness. Like you can't deploy and do your job. So and you're all in close quarters, and that's just how the military is. Anything that could affect people from doing their job in the military.
If they get something, just give them meth, though. Then they can push through anything.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think they would
just
do that.
Soldier through it.
Yeah. It's not like the NFL. They don't just pump you with drugs to put you on the field.
They should.
Yeah. We will give people, I don't know, fucking ketamine or fentanyl. There's like fentanyl lollipops.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. For the kids?
Yeah, you just get... Yeah. Yeah, I could imagine like a giant... Yeah, it's not like that. It's...
like a dum-dum?
I don't know what it looks like. I'm sure we could pull up pictures. But maybe that'd be hilarious. Yeah. Lollipop.
Fentanyl for the children.
I just want to see an image of this bad boy. Oh, it does not at all, dude. It looks like a giant Q-tip.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
But yeah, it's just, yeah.
You could melt a few together and have a good time.
Sure.
You know, probably.
Fentanyl lollipop. That's hilarious. And it has a picture of Prince.
What?
He's got a lollipop in his mouth.
Jesus.
Maybe he did. Maybe it was an actual fentanyl.
Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. But, yeah, dude, how about this? So, this is the last thing I'll say on fucking viruses. This is like the COVID podcast. Could have been way worse. Could have been way worser. And the perfect virus would be something akin to Ebola.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh my God.
already,
Yeah, dude. I'd be all for not doing a fucking thing if it was Ebola.
Yeah.
But I gotta see the bodies, bruh.
The bad thing about Ebola, the reason it's not nearly going to kill as many people as Corona, although it's more effective, much more effective.
'Cause it has to see them through to the end.
Yeah, so they expire so quickly. Like it doesn't really have a chance to spread. The most dangerous thing would be like an airborne form of Ebola.
Yeah.
Where it's hemorrhagic fever. You just bleed, internally. You just die from the inside, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
We try to keep you alive with what's called supportive care, and they have developed some antiviral sort of medications for Ebola, but it's not. It's nothing that doesn't cure it. There is no cure, and they've had some, I think, semi-successful vaccines, at least, that keep people alive longer, or help bring the death percentage down of people that do contract it. But yeah, an airborne Ebola with a long latent period, so people are spreading it and they don't know they have it.
Well, let's start ordering, all the things we'd need to get started
To
on
create
this
a bioweapon.
perfect virus.
Dear God. That'd be a good one, but it couldn't kill.
We could sell it to Russia.
Oh yeah,
That would be cool.
they'd use it as leverage. Yeah, and it couldn't kill the person as fast. Like it'd need to be deadly, but you'd need to prolong your death.
Yeah.
Because then you just encounter people like you maybe, and at first maybe the symptoms are like you have the fucking sniffles, like you just
So you'll still share with everybody.
yeah.
Get it to as many people as we can.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be
It's a pyramid scheme.
that'd be the perfect one, dude.
It's like if you get 3,
Yeah.
and then they all get 3, we can do this.
Oh,
We're
man.
taking over.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think if this thing was way deadlier, people may feel different, and
For sure.
and some people just
I mean, if the flu was deadlier,
sure,
if
Sure.
anything was deadlier,
sure.
I would take anything more seriously.
But some people just fall on the other side of that. Like they say, well, it's fucking deadly enough. It's killed enough people, and yeah, it is deadlier than the flu. Like a lot of people make that comparison, but it just is. The average flu season kills 36 to 70. A bad flu season, 72, maybe 80,000 people in the U.S. a year, and all ages. So it doesn't discriminate on age as much.
Yeah. But is the percentage of people that get it, like who die, is that different? Like
It's less contagious and less deadly.
okay.
So it's both. It has a lower R naught value in the death percentage. It's like 0.001 maybe. And coronavirus is probably, at first they thought maybe tenfold more deadly. And it may end up being that way just because it's more contagious. Like we may have 10 times more people that die from the flu. I guess on an average flu season, it's probably already there. So coronavirus is like 0.1 or 0.01, and flu's like 0.001. I think that we can crunch it. Fuck.
Okay.
But that's the comparison. It is deadlier, but I don't know, man. I'm vaxxed up. I rarely wear a mask now. Like
Yeah.
I know.
It's time to get normal.
Yeah. Also, like tomorrow, today,
Yeah.
you know what tomorrow is?
Tuesday. Oh, it's 420.
420.
Okay. I'll be there.
You'll be doing your normal thing, man. But
Just before bed.
yeah, but today it's your nightcap, man.
Yeah.
But today, the general population can receive the vaccine. So anyone, whether you're old or diabetic or a smoker, smokers could get the vaccine early. It's weird. It's a personal choice, but they could still. It's kind of weird to me, but it is a risk factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could just go smoke a cig and get in the line. Vax me, dog.
I'm a smoker. I need it.
You heard what Nadav did. Nadav gained weight
Yeah.
to hit the morbid obese category so he could get healthy.
I like it.
What a good argument. Yeah. If you're fat but not really fat.
How's your fat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love that shit.
Yeah.
How's your fat, Nadav?
How's your fat, man? Jesus Christ.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know, man. We probably.
I just don't need the vaccine that bad.
All right. Yeah.
You know?
You can get my herd immunity, dog.
Word.
I'm not gonna give it to you.
But, dude, I've tried to get it. I have.
yeah.
I've been in so many different houses of people who had it at that time. Like
Yeah.
when I was doing the doors. Like they would tell me after I was inside already. So I've got it. So 6 feet.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Yeah. And you give them a hug on your way out.
Yeah, I let all my customers spit in my mouth.
Nice.
Usually.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, dude. That's the pandemic, man.
Pandemic.
I have
If they were just trying to fuck shit up and separate everybody and make everybody hate each other, which I know we already did. It just gave us something else to fight about.
yeah, it sucks, man. ELE, dude. Everybody love everybody.
Everybody love everybody. Everybody eat mushrooms, take acid, watch Trolls World Tour.
Holy shit, is that the one to watch?
Fuck yes, it is. While you're going on a trip in your favorite rocket ship.
I still have the thought, what would it be like to be on a psychedelic in a regular setting?
Oh my God. Terrifying, man. Wow, yeah. No.
Yeah, just like go grocery shopping.
It's irresponsible then. You will die. Other people will die.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think you should drive on acid.
When the road starts to eat you, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. You have to dodge the whatever.
Yeah.
Like tremors. What if you convince yourself that there's giant worms crawling under the ground?
Or the fucking...
They're listening to you.
The street lights,
They're
just
looking
start
at
swarming you. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a little irresponsible, but you don't have to be the driver. Like if you had
Uber.
Yeah. Oh my God, that'd be
But
fun.
we've got shit. You don't even have to go to the grocery store anymore. It would be a choice.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, or you could go to Chuck E. Cheese. While on acid.
That'd be fun. Oh, dude, the animatronic
Yeah.
rat people would scare the shit out of you. Yeah. That'd be fun. I feel like you'd just be, if you went to the grocery store, you'd just be staring at an orange. Like that's that's what I think. That's what I think. That's what I think it'd be like. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I don't know how many you want to bank here. We've already hit our normal mark, but
Yeah.
yeah, probably.
My butt hurts.
Your butt hurts?
My butt does
Your
hurt.
butthole?
No, not the whole.
Oh, okay. There's a distinction there.
Tailbone.
There's
I
so
think
many.
is what hurts.
I love this list of controversial topics. We will get into this in a future episode. Let's leave a little teaser. We call this a tease.
A tease?
Yeah, these are the topics we're gonna hit. You gotta come to us for all your information. We're gonna talk about gun control.
Okay.
Control of guns.
Okay.
Who knows? We're gonna talk about abortion.
I think if you can make it, you should be able to have it.
All right, man.
Whatever you can produce yourself,
right.
you're allowed to have.
Fair enough.
That would be cool.
Bioweapons,
Yeah,
nuclear
everything.
arms.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Everything. If
right.
any one person, which I don't think any one person can control nuclear shit.
Sure they
Like,
can.
right, in this world that we live in?
Sure they can.
Well, I know all the foreign ones probably, but not us. Takes more than one person here to do it.
We can make it in the microwave right now, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, bioweapons. Yeah, I feel differently about that one, but we'll leave that out there. Abortion, religious freedom, animal rights, vaccines, check.
Word.
Privacy rights, capitalism, climate change, evolution.
We're covering all this next time.
All on the next episode.
Okay.
Marijuana legalization, capital punishment.
Yeah.
Hit on that a little bit.
Well, no, there
Or
are
the
a
theme.
lot of instances where I wouldn't be down with it.
Mm-hmm.
But
we're gonna talk about it.
But
later.
if you fuck a kid, yeah, you should for sure die.
Marriage equality,
What?
immigration reform, the Trump presidency. Oh, I don't know about that one.
I don't either.
I'm so done with that, dude. The opioid crisis, transgenders.
What's there to talk about?
And their rights. Basically, UBI. That's a cool one. We could talk
UBI.
about Yang-a-lang,
Yang. Okay.
universal basic income.
We can talk about old Yang-a-lang then.
White supremacy.
Of course. Every episode.
No. The Green New Deal. That kind of ties in with climate change. We could talk about where it's good, where it's bad, or what we should fucking do. The Electoral College. Black Lives Matter. Cancel culture.
Jeez.
Or as the woke folks call it now, consequence culture. There's consequences.
Gross.
You hadn't heard that? Well, don't tell me now, because we're going to talk about it next episode.
Don't worry.
The student debt crisis, the Israeli and
I
Palestinian.
dodged that bullet.
Yeah. Yep. Fuck you guys. Ain't no student up in here. Yeah, mark out the first part of that. Just the debt crisis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't no student. I'm a real person. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict and universal health care, which we talked about last episode.
Good stuff.
Getting health care to all our people out there. Anyway, dog, let's do this, man. Yeah.
Maybe people don't want the government to know what they're prescribed.
Maybe that's true.
Get the government more involved in healthcare, then you got no secrets.
Dude, what? I feel like
I don't know.
secrets are gone.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Secrets are gone anyway.
Yeah, I don't trust that I'm the only one with my, like the cards in my wallet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit's out there.
Yeah.
Just hopefully
They could just
it'll be missed by the fucking criminals.
Yeah, we'll I don't know if we'll chop this one up or not, man. We'll see.
Yeah.
If it's well, I guess you would have to loop in the ending. Maybe we should do a generic like in the podcast or in the middle of it. Just go OA for life.
OA for life.
OA for life, dog. What else, dude? We hit all the topics in the world.
So what else can we add to the list?
Yeah. There's plenty of stuff.
Okay.
Dude, the risk of
Casual Friday.
the risk of nuclear war or a nuclear catastrophe is still like very real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
We're all gonna die.
so just casual Friday.
Fuck it.
So wear your fucking
Don't wear your mask.
yeah.
Casual Friday.
Wear your jorts on casual Friday.
Well, I don't know.
No jorts,
No jorts.
no mask, but jorts.
I got a friend who rocks some jorts. His name's Brandon Matthews.
Nice.
You know that guy? He went to McLaurin too. He's a few years behind us, I think.
McLaurin?
Mm-hmm.
McLaurin?
McLaurin?
McLaurin.
McLaren?
McLaren.
He went to McLaurin. McLaurin.
McLaurin.
Dude, there's a stack of boxes right there, and it keeps catching my eye. I'm like,
It's
a body.
they're not gonna hurt you, dog. Yeah, those are our audio panels that we're gonna put up at some point. But
We're glued to the wall.
anyway, dude,
They're gonna self-adhere.
I love you, man.
Love you, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it there, dog. I'm gonna say like OA for life.
OA for life, dog.
All right, dude.
Hot dog.
This has been
another wonderful episode of the Bill, Bert, Todd. Yes.
This has been Omnipresent